More than 70% of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
Check this out. Watch this. Back it up a little bit. Let's do this again, because this is going to be funny.
More than 70% of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What does Donald Trump have to do with the last 4 years? What does Donald Trump have to do with the last 4 years? But this is the reason why we are here. What's going on, Mo Easy? Everybody drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. And drop popcorn emojis in the chat. Let's go. So I'm going to tell you what just happened right here. This is the reason why I don't want to see a woman president in particular. I'm going to play this one more time, and I'm going to show you something.
Turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this.
Watch this.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
What?
So y'all hear that, right? This is what women do. They screw something up. Men screw stuff up too. But when women in particular screw something up, what's the first thing they're going to do? He did it. It was his fault. It's somebody else's fault. It's never my fault. Women aren't good leaders. Check this out. Here's proof. Everybody hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Drop your city in the chat. Let me know where you at. Drop popcorn emojis in the chat. Check this out.
Women should carry leadership positions?
No.
Why not?
The answer is not why not. The answer is why would they?
Yeah.
Don't say why not. What is one benefit of women being in leadership position? There's no benefit.
But women are advocating for equal.
Women who are not smart are advocating for equal.
Why you say that?
Smart women are not doing that. Women just hear, I want to be the leader. And all they think about is the glamorous part of it.
Yeah.
Not understanding when things go bad, the leader go down with the ship, the captain go down with the ship. So
when things go bad, she wants the glamour of being president. But when things go bad, it's Trump's fault. He wasn't the president, dummy. What are you talking about? It's Trump's fault.
Women, the reason why women can't be trusted as leaders because they only want the fun parts of leadership.
Yeah.
They want the attention. It's really a desire for adoration. They want the adoration of being the leader, but they don't want the consequence of it's your fault when this go left. That's the part they don't want. You know, I find that masculine men, you almost have to force them to not blame themselves. Masculine men blame themselves for everything.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? When some go left, he gonna be like, that was me. And you be like, it really wasn't you. He gonna take the blame. Women don't go that way. They want to lead. And then when it go left, say, but it wasn't me. No, it was you because you're leader.
And proof that she's not lying is in real time.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you. It's good to be with you, Bret.
You know, voters tell pollsters all over the country and here in Pennsylvania.
Oh, hold on. Wrong button. Wrong one. Where is it? Where is it? Where is the video? Oh, here it is. Sorry. Here's proof.
Some people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and president.
He said 3.5 years, right? He said 3.5 years. Watch her turn around and say 10 years. He says 3.5 years. She's going to turn around and make it into 10 years.
Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Than the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about. You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking?
You're babbling, ma'am, like you always do. You're babbling about something stupid that has nothing to do with the last 3.5 years. Donald Trump was not the president in the last 3.5 years.
What I'm talking about is that over the last decade.
Hey, Jenny.
Do y'all see this? But let's keep going. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button.
Did you do your chores today?
Well, I grew up in a middle-class family.
I grew up in a middle-class household. We were renters.
Jenny, did you finish your schoolwork yet?
Well, I grew up in a middle-class family.
I grew up a middle-class kid. I was raised by a hard-working mother who saved up, and by the time I was a teenager, she was able to afford to buy our first home. I grew up a middle-class kid. She saved up, and it was only by the time I was a teenager that she could afford to actually buy her first home.
Jenny, I thought I told you to take out the dog.
Well, I grew up in a middle-class family. Don't you just love fried chicken?
Who doesn't love a yellow school bus? Who doesn't love a yellow school bus? They will remain yellow, but their heart will be green. They will remain yellow, but their heart will be green.
We talk about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people. What are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this.
Guess what she's about to say? Prices are going up. Guess, somebody drop in the chat, what is she about to say right here? Let's play a trivia game. Drop in the chat what Kamala Harris is about to say in the next 3 seconds. Drop it in the chat. What is she about to say? Yo. Oh my God. Moise got it. Moise got it right. I grew up in a middle-class family. Ma'am. My cat wears yellow mittens. I love yellow school buses. I eat fried chicken. Just some random, stupid, incoherent babble mess. I grew up in a middle-class home. Shit is crazy. So let's see, because you may be wrong. Let's see.
I grew up a middle-class kid.
Oh my God. How did y'all know? How did y'all know that she was about to say that?
I know you say that your values have not changed. So then why have so many of your policy positions changed?
I grew up a middle-class kid raised by a hardworking mother who worked and saved and was able to buy our first home when I was a teenager.
When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
Do you think Americans are better than they are now than they were 4 years ago? What is she about to say? How does she answer this question?
I was raised as a middle-class kid.
So,
Come on, man.
Is your Google broken too? Because when I search for Donald Trump, it's showing me news about Kamala Harris. And you can keep scrolling. It's Kamala, Kamala, Kamala. Trump needs to regain his edge because of Kamala. But when you search for Kamala Harris, Trump's name is not up here. Just articles totally trashing him and just elevating Kamala, of course. This is so egregious that my tweet on this subject actually got Elon Musk's attention. And I'm hoping, since the man has over 190 million followers, that people really look into this. This is pure interference. It is 1984 Orwellian information control. But since they can't win with the truth, they're trying to win without it.
I mean,
So y'all are here for this interview. I got a lot of videos to share, as y'all can see, but we're going to get into this interview because this interview is so egregious. It's actually hilarious. Drop popcorn emojis in the chat. Drop popcorn emojis in the chat.
Is one of the key issues that they're looking at this election, and specifically the influx of illegal immigrants from more than 150 countries. How many illegal immigrants would you estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3.5 years?
Well, I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to rightly have. And you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but
right now,
just a
which
number. Do you think it's 1 million, 3 million?
Bret, let's just get to
No, ma'am, just answer the damn question. Is it 1 million, 3 million, 20 million? What is the answer to the question, ma'am?
The point. Okay, the point is that we have a broken immigration system that needs to be.
Come on, man. Answer the damn question. Shit.
Repaired.
So your Homeland Security Secretary said that 85% of apprehensions.
I'm not finished. We have
it's a
an
rough estimate
immigration
of 6 million people have been released into the country. And let me just finish. I'll get to the question. I promise you.
I was beginning to answer.
You're not beginning to answer nothing. 6 million, 5 million, 20 million. What is the answer, ma'am? And this is the idiot that y'all want to run the country. Are you serious? And I want to say this. The specific reason why you women want this imbecile to run the country is this. You want something that you call reproductive rights, but it's not reproductive rights. You know, y'all want to be able to run around and, you know, getting rid of, I'm not going to say what, but you know what I mean, getting ABOs left and right, right? Do y'all know that there is 600,000, I'll say it again, 600,000 abortions every year. 600,000. And on a previous live, I looked it up. I looked up how many abortions, and it was like 630,000. 630,000. Some of y'all was on that live. 630,000 per year, right? And then I looked up, so those are deaths, okay? Y'all don't want to say that they are, but those are deaths, okay? Deaths. What's up, A. Martin? Deaths. So I compared those deaths, 630,000 deaths, with AIDS, cancer, car accidents, and gun violence. And what I actually found is AIDS deaths, AIDS-related deaths, cancer-related deaths, car accidents, and gun violence came up to 720,000 deaths per year. And women compared to cancer, car accidents, gun deaths, and AIDS versus women causing, getting, ABOs. The cancer, car accidents, the AIDS, and the gun violence was 700,000 combined. And women were 630,000. Someone said lies. Look it up yourself. Look it up yourself. Because I did it live. I did it live. I can look it up right now if y'all want me to, but I'm sure y'all want me to stay on this subject. So I don't want to go too far off the subject. But look it up. Look it up right now. How many deaths come from cancer? Then how many deaths come from car accidents? Then look up how many deaths come from AIDS-related deaths. And then type in how many gun violence deaths they were. And it's going to come up to like 700,000. And then simply let all that go and find out how many abortions there are per year. And it's going to be 630,000. So that means women, the voters of Kamala, cause 630,000 deletions per year. And what's crazy is it's higher than cancer. Higher than cancer. I had to add car deaths, gun-related deaths and AIDS to even make it fair. So women cause more deletions than cancer. That's why y'all want to vote for this stupid woman. Because because for it to be 630,000 every year, that means there's a lot of women that are doing it multiple times. And that makes those people serial killers. Sorry. Because if you look up the definition of a serial killer, you'll find out that it's a person that, you know what, let's see. Define serial killer. Well, let's just say serial eater, because I don't want to mess with the algorithm. Define serial killer.
Here's the definition of serial killer: a person who commits a series of murders, often with no apparent motive, and typically
A series of ABOs per year. That's let's say serial eater. Let's just say serial eater. So let's get back to the video. But that's the reason why all these women want to vote for Kamala, because they want to continue eating cereal. Let's keep going. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button.
And when you came into office, your administration immediately reversed a number of Trump border policies. Most significantly, the policy that required illegal immigrants to be detained through deportation, either in the U.S. or in Mexico. And you switched that policy. They were released from custody awaiting trial. So instead, included in those were a large number of single men, adult men, who went on to commit heinous crimes. So looking back, do you regret the decision to terminate Remain in Mexico at the beginning of your administration?
What do you think she's going to say? Do you regret all of the stupid shit that you did? Do you regret it? She's not going to say, I regret it, because she's a woman. And this is how women answer questions when they make mistakes.
Game is meant to give you and other players.
My fault.
Do you think that women should carry leadership positions?
No.
Why not?
The answer is not why not. The answer is why would they?
Yeah.
Don't say why not. What is one benefit of women being in leadership positions? There's
Why you say
smart women are not doing that. Women just hear, I want to be the leader, and all they think about is the glamorous part of it.
Yeah.
Not understanding when things go bad, the leader go down with the ship, the captain go down with the ship. So women, the reason why women can't be trusted as leaders is because they only want the fun parts of leadership.
Yeah.
They want the attention. It's really a desire for adoration. They want the adoration of being the leader, but they don't want the consequence of it's your fault when this go left. That's the part they don't want. You know, I find that masculine men, you almost have to force them to not blame themselves. Masculine men blame themselves for everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's go back. Let's see what she's about to say. Is she going to take accountability for literally ruining the country?
Beginning of our administration, within practically hours of taking the oath, the first bill that we offered Congress, before we worked on infrastructure, before the Inflation Reduction Act, before the Chips and Science Act, before the bipartisan Safer Communities Act, the first bill, practically within hours of taking the oath, was a bill to fix our immigration system.
Yes, ma'am. It was called.
But the immigration system was fixed already because the president before you put up a wall. So the immigration system was intact. So your way of looking at fixing the immigration system is opening the borders. Are you dumb? Everybody hit the like button. 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 If you have not already hit the like button, please do so.
The U.S. Citizenship Act of 2021.
Exactly.
It was essentially a pathway to citizenship for the elite.
Yes, ma'am. May I finish responding, please? But you have to let me finish.
You
please.
had the White House and the House and the Senate,
I'm
and they
in the
didn't bring
middle
up
of
that bill.
responding to the point you're raising, and I'd like to finish.
Yes, ma'am.
We recognized from day one that, to the point of this being your first question, it is a priority for us as a nation and for the American people. And
the question was, do you think you made a mistake or no? Or no? Hey, you ready? I see you back there. I got somebody coming up to, she wants to debate. Hey.
You can hear me.
Huh?
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, you on. What you doing?
No, that was my headphones. They were
You ready or no? I'm just checking.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm just trying to I just set up my TikTok because I got to get my streams too.
Okay, so I give you 10 minutes and I'll come back to you, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Can y'all hear me on TikTok?
our focus has been on fixing a problem. And from day one, then, we have done a number of things, including to address our asylum system and put more resources, getting more.
Address our sound system? Are you a DJ or a producer or something? This woman literally said one of the things we did, he literally just asked a question. Hey, do you think you regret ruining the country with all of this migrant stuff? She literally said, well, one of the things we did was adjust the sound system.
Judges, what we needed to do to tighten up penalties and increase penalties for illegal crossings, what we needed to do to deal with points of entry between border entry points. That's the work we did, and we worked on supporting what was a bipartisan effort, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Congress, to actually strengthen the border. That border bill would have put 1,500 more border agents at the border, which is why I believe the Border Patrol agents supported the bill. It would have allowed us to stem the flow of fentanyl coming into the United States, which is a scourge affecting people of every background, every geographic location in our country, killing people. It would have allowed us to put more resources into prosecuting transnational criminal organizations, which I have done as the Attorney General, former Attorney General of a border state.
Madam Vice President, a couple of things.
Prosecuted trafficking of drugs, guns, and human beings.
Ma'am, you didn't answer the question, so let's just move on. Sheesh. Hey.
Hey, what's up?
I am good. Introduce yourself to everybody real quick.
Hey, everybody, I'm Lynn. I have a platform on TikTok. That's where I mainly host lives on TikTok. My screen name is Call Me Lynn 777 on TikTok, so you can follow me there.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Okay, so we were just in the DMs. We've known each other for a while, and all of a sudden, apparently you went to this feminist school or something out of nowhere, and you started because you wasn't like this at first, so I don't know who you've been around or whatever, but all of a sudden you came my DM saying that I hate women because I don't want this idiot to be the president. Is that true? Or
so yeah, we have known each other for a long time. I didn't go to a feminist school, y'all. I've probably always been a feminist. I just didn't know as much as I know now. So obviously through growth.
So why did you say I hated women because I don't want to vote for an idiot?
First of all, you called this woman an idiot. You don't have
I call her an idiot again. She's an idiot. But go ahead.
Why do you think she's an idiot?
This whole live stream is proving she's an idiot. So I'm showing you proof.
Tell me something idiotic she said.
Okay, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm going to show you something idiotic that she said. Where's the video? Hold on a second, y'all. I got a whole bunch of stuff up here, so I gotta find the freaking video.
Thank you for the gifts, y'all.
Yes. Yes. Can we trust you? Yes. Yes.
And a bombshell news story today from the Border Patrol agents are warning that children as young as 8 years old are being recycled by different smugglers at the southern border, meaning that multiple adults are using these same children in these trafficking operations at the U.S. southern border, and nothing is being done about it.
Federal government in coordination with child sex trafficking. I can't believe I have to say that out loud. I can't believe that I spent months of my life documenting and creating a documentary about the federal government trafficking children. I mean, that's shocking on its own. I watched it in my career. It became very normal. These are young children that have been sold or rented by their.
So, of course, that's a little deep, and that is the reason why I'm so hell bent on getting this stupid ass woman away from the podium, because at the end of the day, this is not just about opinion. This is not about a woman. This is about what she's actually doing to the American people. This is another example.
Percent of people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track.
So he's saying the country is on the wrong track.
Right direction, wrong track. I love that. I love
Okay.
the poll that they took of non-credible sources. Right direction.
So here we go.
If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So, you know, we can go on and on, but I don't really have to, because virtually everything that comes out of her mouth is stupid. So it is what it is, you know.
Well, I mean,
but
you kind of do have to, because that's what I asked you. Why do you think she is an idiot? And you just produced a bunch of propaganda and a bunch of
propaganda. These are actual
propaganda.
interviews. These are actual interviews.
How are what? First of all,
What is propaganda?
The first one you gave me, I would love a source. If you can give a source, I will shut the heck up. But I want to know
Fox
the source.
News.
And
I've watched every interview she's done, ma'am. What are you
What'd
talking
you say?
about? I said these are interviews. These are her talking. What are you talking about?
The first one was not her talking. It was a man. I'm assuming he was a part of the military, or maybe he was a part of Border Patrol or something
He was
like
part
that.
of Border Control. These are actual people from.
Right,
You said
but it
forces.
wasn't
These are actual employees of the Border Patrol.
But it was not directly from the source. It was a chopped
The
up
source of
video.
what? You want the actual border to talk? It's an inanimate object. The border can't talk.
Right,
The
that's not
person
what
that
I'm
works
saying.
at the border
What
has
I'm
to
saying
do the
is-
talking, ma'am.
What I'm saying is that was a video that a influencer or creator took, and they
He
chopped it up.
interviewed somebody that worked at the border.
No, you're not understanding what I'm saying. You showed me a video that an influencer chopped up. They redid it. It wasn't
Interviewed
directly
a
from the
person
source.
from the border. The source is where?
I guess you're not understanding what I'm saying.
No, I guess you're not wanting to understand what is happening. And it's
No,
okay. People
you're-
have their own agendas, so it's okay. It's okay.
You showed me a video that another creator took, and they did a review. They did they covered it. They took a clip from somewhere. What is the source? Where did they take the original clip from? Show me the original clip, not a chopped up video that an influencer did.
Okay,
That's
so okay, I'll show you an original clip.
the original.
But let me just finish.
Six
And
Democrats
Donald
voted
Trump
against that bill.
learned about that bill and told
Not
them to kill it because he preferred to run on a problem instead of fixing a problem. And in this election, this is rightly a discussion that the American people want to have. And
So you see the source, it says Fox News, and she's an actual person on the show. So this is a source.
what they want are solutions, and they want a president of the United States who's not playing political games with the issue,
I hear you.
but actually is focused on fixing
Six
it.
Democrats voted against that bill. It would have.
Ma'am, there's a video running. Why would you be talking while the video's running?
I've already seen the
doesn't make
video.
sense. Okay, but why are you talking while the video's running?
Because I already seen the video. I had a point to make.
So do you not care that the video is running and you're disturbing the audience from listening to the video?
I thought
Are
me.
you are you what, I'm playing a video. Can't you just
Okay,
wait for the video to stop playing?
go ahead. Go
What
ahead.
the hell? All right. Hey Martin, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate you. Shout out to Vita. Kamala is not articulated any, she has not articulated any policies, facts. So let's keep going.
Allowed 1.8 million illegal immigrants into the country a year. A lot of conservatives had a problem with it. These are the 6 Democrats. But more importantly, back to the original premise, Jocelyn Nungari, Rachel Morin, Laken Riley, they are young women who were brutally assaulted and killed by some of the men who were released at the beginning of the administration, well before a negotiated bipartisan bill. Former President Clinton actually referred to Laken Riley Sunday, campaigning for you in Georgia, saying if those men had been properly vetted, Laken Riley probably would not have been killed. So if it wouldn't have happened, this is well before any negotiation. This is well before Donald Trump got involved in the politics. This is a specific.
This is well before you listen, right? Just you listen, because this is a credible source.
Policy decision by your administration to release these men into the country. So what I'm saying to you, do you owe
Bret,
those families an apology?
Let me just say, first of all, those are tragic cases. There's no
Tragic cases. Those are tragic cases.
question about that. There's no question about that.
But
and I can't imagine the pain that the families of those victims have experienced.
But
for a loss that should not have occurred.
There you go.
So
but
that is true. It is also true that if a border security had actually been passed 9 months ago, it would be 9 months that we would have had more border agents at the border, more support for the folks who are working around the clock trying to hold it all together.
Madam Vice President.
To ensure that
you broke the border, dummy. Like you already screwed it up. So it's like allowing your bathtub to overflow, right? And for like 2 days. So now your whole house is wet. Your carpet is wet, right? And now you're like, well, we don't have enough people to mop up all the water. But if we had more people to mop up all the water, we wouldn't have this problem. But you flooded your entire house. That is literally what she's saying. She flooded the entire country with all of these freaking people. And now she's saying we don't have enough people to deal with all of the damn people that you just allowed into the country. Does that make sense? Or do you see something different?
No, that does not make sense. What she's saying actually makes sense. Do you know the bill that she's talking about? Do you actually know what she's talking about in her
Yeah,
response?
he actually says the bill in the video. Yes.
Do you know about the bill? Do you know what she's talking about? Or no, you don't?
I just said yes.
So explain to me how a monumental bill that was going to be passed by the Republicans and the Democrats, one that was brought up for the first time in a very long time, and the Democrats was actually like, why, yes, that sounds brilliant. Yes, let's do a reform on our asylum. Let's actually add more judges in here that will help with cases, that oversee cases on people who have come into the United States to seek asylum. We need these judges in the system so that they can actually go through the cases and determine whether or not these people are actually here to seek asylum versus made something up and it's a soft claim. Yes, let's do that. Let's also hire more Border Patrol agents so that we can actually stop people from crossing into the country illegally. Let's also do that. We agree with you 100%, Republicans. There's a problem. Let's fix it. Here's how we fix it. And the Republicans were like, yeah. And then they were like, wait, no. Reject this bill. Because if we pass the bill and we fix some of the problem that's going on, but we fix it during Biden's administration, then we won't have anything to run on. So let's actually not fix it. Let's reject the bill and keep the problem going. And on top of that, let's make up a bunch of lies and let's spread propaganda and make it seem like the problem is much bigger than it is. Let's do that so we can have something to run on during this presidency. That's what happened.
Okay, so in this particular video, Stephanie, I just gave you a wrench, and I'm looking at the source right now. So somebody sent me a source, and this is congress.gov, House of Representatives 1371. Shout out to the Wife School podcast in the chat. House of Representatives 1371 strongly condemning the Biden administration and its border czar, Kamala Harris, her failure to secure the United States border. All right. And I'll say it again. The House of Representatives, they're strongly condemning the Biden administration and its border czar, Kamala Harris.
What does that prove?
I'm not done reading. I'm just showing you that I have receipts that you asked for. So shout out to Jane B. Thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. And hold on. Shout out to Vita, gifted a Mr. Let Go membership. Thank you so much, Vita. Thank you so much, Vita. Shout out to you. Oh, and hold on. I forgot to scroll the Cash App. Cash App is $AARON 1000. So if you wanted to drop a Cash App, it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. So thank you so much. All right. So I can get into what she sent me in a minute. House of Representatives 1371, the House of Representatives, because there's a lot of information, because you said cite your source. So I got it. I'll refer to that in a minute. Huh?
What did it say again? The source, the thing that you just read, what did they say?
Actually, I'll just send it to you. I'll send it to you, and I'll finish playing the videos, and I'll just send it to you. That way you can look at it.
No, I wanted to say something about that, because you said that they strongly condemn the Biden administration.
Send it to you. Let me send it to you, and you can read it as we watch this video, and then we can come back to it. So let me back this up a little bit. Okay.
This is a specific policy decision by your administration to release these men into the country. So what I'm saying to you, do you owe
Bret,
those families an apology?
Let me just say, first of all, those are tragic cases.
Tragic.
There's no question about that. There's no question about that. And I can't imagine the pain that the families of those victims have experienced for a loss that should not have occurred. So that is true. It is also true that if a border security had actually been passed 9 months ago, it would be 9 months that we would have had more border agents at the border, more support for the folks who are working around the clock trying to hold it all together.
Madam Vice President.
To ensure that no future harm would occur. And this election in 20 days will determine whether we have a president of the United States who actually cares more about fixing a problem, even if it is not to their political advantage in an election, because there was a solution, Bret.
Madam Vice President, it was a policy decision in the early part of your administration. I will let one of the mothers talk about it. Take a listen.
You got anything to say? Because we're about to get into how she got somebody killed, but go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I said everything that I had to say, but also I want to point out how he keeps saying that this is her administration, but she's not the president. She's the
border czar. We're specifically right now discussing the border, and she was in charge of the border. So that's what if we're talking about other stuff, that's a different story. But in this section of this video, they're specifically talking about the immigration issue and the border. So she is in charge of the border. Go ahead.
So do you know what she actually did do to help the border crisis, and particularly the southern border? Do you know?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Do you know how she went down to the southern countries and speak to the leaders of those countries about how they can provide better infrastructure and jobs and more opportunities, economic growth for the people in their countries so that they can actually stay in their countries? Did you know that too? So along with the bill that she proposed, that the Democrats actually agreed with them and said, let's do this, she also went and did her freaking job.
Okay, so her being the border czar, because I'm sure she has multiple responsibilities, so that's awesome. But as the border czar, she's inept. So if she went somewhere else and did something cool and awesome, cool. But when it came to the border itself and managing it and letting in all these goddamn people, 20 million, if I'm not mistaken, she did not do a good job. So if she did a good job somewhere else, kudos to her. I can understand it because different people,
somewhere else.
they have different responsibilities. So I'm not saying she didn't do good over here, but when it came to the border in which we're talking about, she did not do a good job.
Right, that's what I'm talking about. That's the
She
point.
failed.
She went and she talked to that's a part of the job. That's a part of securing the border. You have to stop. Wouldn't it be better logic to stop people from crossing, like before they even want to cross? Like that's how you would help fix a problem. So she gave two solutions to the problem. She said, let's fortify the actual border by hiring more border patrol agents and more judges to, go over cases which people seek asylum, because that's another way that people come into our country. They're not just hopping over a imaginary fence. They're also coming in and they're seeking asylum and they're overstaying. So she said, let's fortify that, right? And let me also go into the countries where people are actually coming through illegally, crossing the actual border. Let's do that too. So let me go over there and talk to them about how they can get people from not wanting to go to our country and stay in their own country. That's not
Okay. That's cool. But walking outside of my house after leaving the door and the garage door open, telling people who would like to come in my house and break in it, hey, you don't have to break in people's houses. Like I know somebody that's hiring down the street. That is not stopping people from coming into my house if I leave the door wide open, because now it is up to the thief or robber to either go get a job or go in my house and steal my shit.
But
so it's okay, but there's still going to be a demographic of people who don't want to go through all that shit, and they like, I would rather just go over the border. Because if the border is wide open, you're just going to go there, because most people from a human behavior standpoint are going to take the easiest route. And if she's given them a route of asylum versus staying in their country, who the hell would stay in their poor country? And I'm not saying anything bad about the people's country, but if our country is better and has more opportunity and you have the door wide open, why don't they just come into the country versus staying in their country? So it sounds like a gallant effort, but
you realize that didn't make any sense, right? Because do you know why people are you insinuating that people like to rob and steal just for fun, that they're not doing it?
People look at I gave you an option, or gave an option, getting a job versus doing something illegal. A lot of people would go get a job, but there's still going to be a demographic of people who are going to say, no, I'm not going to get a job, because it's easier to just rob and steal. So it's easier to just go into another country and seek asylum versus staying in their own country and dealing with a program that you just presented. There's going to be a demographic of people who are going to enjoy that, but there's still going to be a demographic who's just going to go straight through the front door because you got the door wide open. But it's the difference when the door is closed and you don't have a choice but to take advantage of the opportunities that were presented in their own country.
So are you saying that there is a president somewhere, anywhere, a person on this planet, because in saying this, I'm insinuating that there is not, that can stop every single last person from being able to cross over the border? Like, even if there was like a gigantic wall, even because do you do realize that people come into our country illegally through, you know, expired visas, airplanes, cargo ships? Like, there are different avenues to get
You
here.
mean other than a wide open door?
So how would you stop people from overstaying their visa, Aaron?
That are already here?
I
Can we
mean,
just
they
go
would
back
have
to the
to
video?
be here
Because
to
you're not
overstay
making
their
any
visa.
sense. Someone who has a visa, they're already here. We're talking about people who aren't here and they're able to. It's something called a door, and if the door is open, or a window, and not calling migrants flies, but if my window is closed, flies can't come in my house. But if the window is open, flies can come into my house. It's really that simple. And what's crazy is all the flies aren't going to come into my house, because some of the flies enjoy the freedom of flying around outside. But some of the flies are going to seek asylum into this wide open ass window that just got presented to them, that was at first closed.
No, that doesn't make any sense. So back to the visa thing. Do you know that you are now an illegal immigrant if you first obtain a visa and you get here and you overstayed the visa?
But you're here is all I'm saying. You're here already. You're
What makes
here.
the difference? What's the difference than you hopping over a fence and now you're here already? What's the difference? They're both illegal immigrants. Do you not know that that's an immigration problem too?
Okay, gotcha. I got you. Let's keep. Oh, sorry. Let's get back to the video because we're just circle jerking.
Because of the Biden-Harris administration open border policies catch and release, they were enrolled in the Alternatives to Detention program. This meant that they were released into the United States. It was not even a full 3 weeks later that they would take my daughter, Jocelyn Nungare's life. I believe the Biden-Harris administration open border policies are responsible for the death of my daughter.
That's the early days. So do you owe them an apology is what I'm saying.
So just a second, because that's what we're talking about exactly right here. That's why I wanted to stop us from going back and forth and just play the video.
Administration. I will let one of the mothers talk about it. Take a listen.
Because of the Biden-Harris administration open border policies catch and release, they were enrolled in the Alternatives to Detention program. This meant that they were released into the United States. It was not even a full 3 weeks later that they would take my daughter, Jocelyn Nungare's life. I believe the Biden-Harris administration open border policies are responsible for the death of my daughter.
That's the early days. So do you?
So before you say anything, I want to go back to this video, which confirmed that by somebody that works on the border control that you said wasn't a credible source. So putting everything together.
It became very normal. These are federal government in coordination with child sex trafficking. I can't believe I have to say that out loud. I can't believe that I spent months of my life documenting and creating a documentary about the federal government trafficking children. I mean, that's shocking on its own. I watched it in my career. It became very normal. These are young children that have been sold or rented by or kidnapped in Mexico.
It's too many crazy words, so I'm trying to make sure nothing crazy gets said.
Order. They have been brutally raped multiple times. And when you look at these children, they drug them up almost to comatose state where they can't function. Their eyes don't move. They just sit there.
So what he's saying is children are, not in their right minds, and they're literally coming through the open door saying, hey, me and my kid, we want to seek asylum. And guess what? The kid is just sitting there and they're like, "Hey, is that your dad?" Because they're not necessarily there, and they can't even say, "Help me, get me out of here." You know what I'm saying? So this is a real thing. This is a real thing that is actually happening.
Release them because now there's no DNA testing. Do you know, Clayton, if that I'm a Border Patrol agent, I go, that's not his father. They can't even tell you when the child's born or their date of birth. I can't give a DNA test unless that man consents. So you know what they tell the Border Patrol? I don't consent. That's my child. Bye. And we release them. The illegal alien walks onto our streets to go wherever they go. That illegal alien turns the child back over, the package, to the cartel on the north side, and then they walk the child back. Everyone knows it's happening, Clayton. This is not a one-off, or this is not an anomaly. This is an every single day occurrence across the entire 2,000 miles of the southern border, and our government does nothing. Nothing.
You brought up the southern border, so I just wanted to verify sources because that's what you wanted me to do. So, do you got anything to say, Miss Mams?
I do. I have a lot to say. I'm happy you asked. Oh my God, this is so good. A lot of people are enjoying this. Give me y'all. Make sure y'all like up the live. Give me up to 30K. Okay, first of all, he said the federal government. You know, the federal government consists of two major parties, the Republicans and the Democrats. He didn't specify which part of the federal government. He just said the federal government. That's a blanket statement. I also want to bring up the fact that if we are talking about the federal government, I want to say that the FBI, I actually spoke to an FBI agent personally. They have a couple of different major task force going on right now. One for the F word, I can't say it because I'm on TikTok. The DRUG.
Yeah, I got it.
And the other for trafficking, right? So good job. That's their job. The crazy thing is that Project 2025, guess what one of their agendas is in Project 2025? This is brilliant. They want to get rid of the FBI. You know who the Heritage Foundation is? Do you know which candidate the Heritage Foundation backs? Do you know who they're supporting? No? JD Vance? No? The reason why he now actually is Trump's running mate, when at first he didn't actually like him, but the Heritage Foundation said, get in there because we're paying y'all handsomely to do this. And they're trying to push the agenda being Project 2025. And in that agenda, they want to get rid of the FBI. One of the tasks that the FBI is doing is stopping sex trafficking.
Give me 1 second. I think this is the video. I want to find the video. Uh-oh, hold on. I got too many videos up. Give me 1 second. I think this is the video. I had to take a video down and replace it with this one. So I believe this is it. News. Kamala Harris just picks pro-child sex change advocate Governor Tim Walz to be her vice president nominee.
We have to start doing the right thing again. Locally in Atlanta, I want people to get behind Antonio Lewis, get behind Byron Amos. If we not getting behind these people, I don't want to hear that president shit you talking.
But Mike, don't you think that this particular election is particularly perilous?
What election have they told you wasn't? The sky is not falling.
The legislation that they're, discussing passing, the Republican Party, Project 2025.
The Republican Party is not. The Heritage Foundation is discussing that.
Okay.
The Heritage Foundation is a PAC. They give money to the party, and no one ever gets everything they want from the party they give it to. I can guarantee you Donald Trump is not a fundamentalist Christian. He likes pornography and porn stars.
Yes.
So, and I'm not saying that that's pro-Trump. I'm just saying let's not convolute things. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes we just stupid and we imitate the people who taught us to be stupid. Sometimes we just stupid and we imitate the people who taught us to be stupid.
Okay, does that help out to add a little bit more clarity to the audience and the Heritage Foundation?
No, it does not. Killer Mike is an idiot. F1 in the chat. Killer Mike is an idiot. He had the opportunity.
So wait, so I can wait. Does that mean you hate men?
What does that
Because
mean?
you accuse me of hating women by calling Kamala an idiot. but now you're calling Killer Mike an idiot. So is that the same thing? You hate men?
No, and let me tell you why. Because if you actually gave me a reason why Kamala was an idiot, that would be justifiable. I am going to give you a reason why Killer Mike's an idiot. I'm going to give you some facts about why Killer Mike's an idiot. Killer Mike held a barbershop conversation with a bunch of black men and a presidential nominee, a presidential candidate, right? They had an ear of a presidential nominee. And guess what they chose to talk about the entire time? Child support. Do you know who handles child support? It's not the president, folks. It's actually ran by states. So why the hell, Killer Mike, would you, an advocate for black people, have the ear of a presidential nominee and you choose to talk about child support, and child support is not handled by the president, it's handled by states? Oh dang, I was flagged. Damn. Can y'all block anybody anything?
Do you know what Title 4D is?
No, I don't. Explain to
Title
me.
4D is federal, not statewide.
Go ahead. Explain it to me, though. Explain Title 4D to me.
Look up Title 4D. I have to run this. I have to keep people entertained. But right now, just Google Title 4D, and we'll talk about that in a second. Is that okay? Just want to make sure, because I still gotta entertain you.
Okay. I got you.
All right, look up Title 4D. All right, so let's get back to it.
An apology is what I'm saying.
I will tell you that I am so sorry for her loss. I'm so sorry for her loss, sincerely. But let's talk about what is happening right now with an individual who does not want to participate in solutions. Let's talk about that.
Man, we're talking about you. This woman just wants to sit here and blame somebody else that's not even president for the last 3.5 years, and it's really just dumb. So I can explain why I think this woman is an idiot, because she's an idiot on every platform she's on.
As well. Right. In all fairness, I told you, I feel awful for what she and her family have experienced.
During that time, you said repeatedly that the border was secure. When in your mind did it start becoming a crisis?
I think we've had a broken immigration system transcending, by the way, Donald Trump's administration, even before. Let's all be honest about that. I have no pride in saying that this is a perfect immigration system. I've been clear. I think we all are.
But they also just endorsed Donald Trump and said you've been, quote, a failure with border security. Why do you think they said that?
I think they're frustrated, and I get it. They
Remember, they said she's a failure.
want support. They want support, and that's what that border security bill would have done. These guys down at the border, these men and women, they're working hard. They're working around the clock. I get it.
There's a lot of people that look back at what you said in 2019 when you first ran for president. And there have been changes, and you've talked about some of them. When it comes to immigration, you supported allowing immigrants in the country illegally to apply for driver's license, to qualify for free tuition at universities, to be enrolled in free health care. Do you still support those things?
Listen, that was 5 years ago, and I'm very clear that I will follow the law. I have made that statement over and over again, and as Vice President of the United States, that's exactly what I've done, not to mention before.
You didn't answer the question. So this is an example of her being an idiot. She never answers a question. And let me show you more proof that this woman is an idiot.
Talking about is that over the last decade.
Hey, Jenny, did you do your chores today?
Well, I grew up in a middle-class family.
I grew up in a middle-class household. We were renters.
Jenny, did you finish your schoolwork yet?
Well, I grew up in a middle-class family.
I grew up a middle-class kid. I was raised by a hard-working mother who saved up, and by the time I was a teenager, she was able to afford to buy our first home. I grew up a middle-class kid. She saved up, and it was only by the time I was a teenager that she could afford to actually buy her first home.
Jenny, I thought I told you to take out the dog.
Well, I grew up in a middle-class family. Don't you just love fried chicken?
Who doesn't love a yellow school bus?
So we're talking about idiots right here, right? Does this woman sound like an idiot right here?
Who doesn't love a yellow school bus? They will remain yellow, but their heart will be green. They will remain yellow, but their heart will be green.
Is she aware that school buses don't have hearts? And if they did have a heart, why would their heart be green? Just a question. She said it twice in 2 different interviews. Can you explain why school buses, she would say school buses have hearts? She said it. What does that mean? They will remain yellow, but their heart would be green. Can you explain why a coherent person would say such a thing? What
No,
does that mean?
no, I can't explain that because I'm not a 5th grader. So that's
So would
I'm above
she
that. What
be
I'm saying.
considered a 5th grader if she said it according to what you're just saying?
No, because that I mean, obviously she knows school buses are inanimate objects. Why would I need to explain why she said that?
But you are wondering why I think she's an idiot. A person that would say something like that would be considered a 5th grader in your opinion. So you're calling her a 5th grader and I'm calling her an idiot. Is there any disparity between the 2 terms?
No. I'm saying
No. Okay.
oh,
Go ahead. You
I'm
said no.
saying that no, I didn't.
You just
I'm
said no.
saying I don't have to explain that because
Why?
explaining it would put me on the same level as a 5th grader because any adult would know that she
An
understands
idiot.
school bus is an inanimate object and she wasn't saying that a school bus is an actual living breathing thing. Like
So why would she say a school bus will remain yellow and their heart would be green?
why is an adult arguing about that out of context?
I'm just
It
there's
doesn't.
no okay. I just want to play it again for because somebody said play it again.
Class family.
I grew up in a middle class household. We were renters.
This woman just says I grew up in a middle class family every time you ask her a goddamn question.
Jenny, did you finish your schoolwork yet?
Well, I grew up in a middle class family.
I grew up a middle class kid. I was raised by a hardworking mother who saved up, and by the time I was a teenager, she was able to afford to buy our first home. I grew up a middle class kid. She saved up, and it was only by the time I was
Every freaking answer because you said cite my sources. You know what I'm saying? So I'm showing you this is her. This is not AI. This is not misinformation. These are her freaking words. And you're going to say, hey, where's context? I'm going to add context too. Just give it a second.
teenager that she could afford to actually buy her first home.
Jenny, I thought I told you to take out the dog.
Well, I grew up in a middle class
family.
Don't you just love fried chicken?
Who doesn't love a
Why would she say, don't you love fried chicken? Oh, because she says stupid shit like that too.
Yellow school bus? Who doesn't love a yellow school bus? They will remain yellow, but their heart will be green. They will remain yellow, but their heart will be green.
We talk about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people. What are one
Remember, context, right?
of the specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle class kid. I know you say that your values have not changed. So then why have so many of your policy positions changed?
I grew up a middle class kid raised by a hardworking mother.
Do you know this is not
worked and saved and was able to buy our first home when I was a teen.
I watched this live, ma'am. I watched this live, and she literally answered the question like an idiot. And I was just like, wait, y'all ain't gonna, because they kept catching when Donald Trump would say something, they were like, wait, what? And then this stupid ass woman literally said, I grew up in a middle class family. And I'm like, so y'all just gonna let her get away with this stupid shit?
Nature.
When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
I was raised as a middle class kid.
So
So that is why I called this woman an idiot. But you did not tell me why you called a man an idiot. So the misogynist watching, the misogynist is actually you and not me. You're the misogynist.
That doesn't make any sense. Do you know what a misogynist is?
I'm having fun, okay?
But like, I'm
the only misogynist on this live stream is you and not me, because you accuse me of hating women because I think Kamala is an idiot. But
I
you
have facts
hate
to
men.
support why I think
So do you hate men? Yes or no? Do you hate men?
No, I don't. But I have facts to support why I think you hate women.
Okay,
I have
I'm
plenty
listening.
of-
Go.
Okay. One, you infantilize them. Do you know what that means?
Is that a fact?
Yeah.
You literally said you have facts. So I'm waiting on the fact. That is not a fact.
Do you know
That
what
is your opinion.
infantilizing is?
Yes. But can you
So
tell me
you
a
don't do that.
fact? That is not a fact.
So
Tell me
it's
a
not
fact.
a fact. So I can't go on
You
your
just
page.
said fact. You said you have
so you
facts to
don't know
prove
what
that I
infantilizing
hate women. You just said that. Me infantilizing women, that is your opinion.
That's
Give
misogyny.
me a fact.
That's misogyny, Aaron. It's misogyny.
That is not a fact. That is your opinion. So give me a fact.
It's a fact that you infantilize women, and
Give
it's
me
a
a fact.
fact that that's misogynistic. When a
Give
grown
me a fact that I hate women. Give me a fact.
I'm giving you a fact right now. I want to stay on this fact. So when you say that women are children, you say that a lot, right? Correct? Like that's your argument. Women are children. Women are children. Women act like children. Yes, correct. You say that. So that's infantilizing women. Doing that is misogyny. You're misogyny.
That is not misogyny.
It's not misogyny. What is
No.
the no?
Saying women are children is actually meant to help women understand
So you're gaslighting.
their role in America.
So now you gaslighting me. That's cool. That's cute. Cause you a coach, right? You a
Actually, watch this, because I got proof. You don't have proof on shit, but here we go. Here's proof.
Is not looking for a lover. She's looking for a father. You are your wife's father.
So within context, children and then father. Just keep that in mind.
All the way back in Abraham time, even today, when you get married, you stand at the altar. She's coming down the aisle with her father. So the two fathers in the house, one waiting and one bringing. The father who bringing, he gonna soon release her to another father. So the Bible says a man leaves his father, but it never says a woman leaves. A woman never leaves. Read the Bible. The woman never leaves her father. Why? Because she just changes fathers. He turns her over to you and says, pick up where I left off, son. You are the father of your wife.
So I say all the time, women are children. To a certain degree, we have to father our women. So imagine you're a child and not your woman. Say there's a boogeyman in the closet. You're not going to hit your child with logic and say, well, statistics show there are no boogeymen in closets. No, you're going to go in there and be like, wait, what? A boogeyman, not my baby. And you're going to act like there's a boogeyman in the closet, fight the boogeyman, or kiss her and tuck her in the bed, and then everything's okay. And she's real quick. I need you to look at the women's reactions. Look at the women's reactions. You want to feel loved and acknowledged. You have to somewhat do the same thing with your woman. If she says somebody at work is a bitch or whatever, you got to be like, what? She a bitch? You want me to go up there and slap her? You got to jump in her world with her and fight the monster like you're the hero.
This is the first time I'm gonna concede to the women or children from that analogy, because that is exactly what I want you to do.
I think that was good.
He's like, no,
Let go come to the job and he gonna drag them home.
Another example right here.
How is that facts? You gave
Here's
me
another example. Listen, please. With a solution that will help every woman. I just came up with a solution that will help every woman watching, regardless of age, regardless of background. See, in my 7 years of coaching women, the number one thing that I hear in my coaching sessions is her issue or tumultuous relationship with her mother. So what I've done is come out with a card game that will actually help mothers and daughters come back together. We have to get to the source of a woman's pain, her inadequacies, her insecurities, and heal that little girl inside of her before she goes out in the world as a woman. I call Like Mother, Like Daughter, therapy in a box. Therapy in a box is 50 questions for the daughter to ask the mother, questions that you always wanted to ask. And it's also 50 questions for the mother to ask the daughter. But when you're able to ask the questions that you always wanted to ask to your mother without her getting upset, without her pulling rank on you, the lines of communication are now open. When women are finally able to forgive their mother, forgive their father, forgive what happened to them, and most importantly, hear her mother's side of the story, that she never divulged to you, relationships outside of the household would then blossom. Because for most women, there's a hurt little girl inside of her that never had an opportunity to be seen or heard. All of the resentment, the lack of being heard, but all that stops when you buy my new Like Mother, Like Daughter card game. Order it now. The link is under this video. Click the link and let's start healing. So right here is me offering a service or a product for thousands of women to be able to reconnect with their mother. Because in most cases, probably yours also, I don't know, I'm assuming, I don't know, by how you operate, but I may be wrong. The average woman has a tumultuous relationship with her own mother. And guess what? There is no products on the market that will help women let go of their childhood trauma involving their mothers, unless they go to therapy or they buy their mom something and her mom forgives her because she keeps buying her shit.
Or
So
they
or they what?
read a book. I have tons of suggestions. Follow me on TikTok, but you can read a
Okay,
book.
so women don't read books. So I offered a card game because women love playing games and card games. So I offered a card game to the market that will help women come together. Because the thing about it is, reading a book is a solo thing, all right? Two women, especially a mom and daughter, are not going to sit here and read a book together. So it's the togetherness, all right? It's like you take your mom to therapy and y'all sit down in front of a therapist. That is therapy together, right? So you play this card game together. You don't read a book together, all right? Nobody sits around reading a book with the other person, all right? So this card game, they can play together. That will help fortify their relationship and help the mother be heard, because it's 52 questions for the mom and it's 52 questions for the daughter. So it puts both of them on an even playing field. So the mother doesn't feel judged or the daughter doesn't feel judged. They're on an even playing field and they can ask each other helpful, not too judgmental, but helpful questions to get the mother to see her point and get the daughter to see her point. So everybody in the chat, do you think my mother-daughter card game is a product that will help mothers and daughters? Yes or no?
Can the mod start a poll over here? I'm gonna ask my followers too. But first of all, I got a question.
No, can you stay on the subject? Because we're
It's
talking
on
about
the subject. It's on the subject,
okay.
actually.
Because we're talking about you hating men, but go ahead.
Right. We talking about that lie. But so women don't read books. That's a lie. Women
It was a joke.
have to read books. Okay.
It was a joke.
We'll take
And
it.
and the main thing I was saying was,
but hold on. I'm not done.
Women don't read books together.
Right.
That don't make no damn sense.
So okay, but do you do realize in order to play the card game is also going to require consent from your mom?
What does that have to do with anything?
What do you mean? What does that have to do with anything? You said women don't read books together.
Women don't read books together. Nobody reads books together. Men don't read books together.
So
what's your point?
My book club is not actually happening right now. That's fake.
What is your point? We have an audience watching. Can you please get your point? Go.
That's the point. That's a lie. Women do read books together. It's a book club. And in order to play the card game,
A mother and daughter reading a book together. I'm not saying a book club. I mean a mother and a daughter. Two people sitting here doing something together to help deal with their trauma. That is what I'm talking about.
But so I'm saying it's still going to require consent from your mom to play the card game. I have an idea, Mom. Let's sit down and play a card game to help us heal our mother-daughter trauma.
No. Hey, Ma, I got a card game. It's called Like Mother, Like Daughter. You want to play? What is this card game about? It's gonna be a fun card game. Asking each other questions. You're gonna have 50. Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish? It's 50. It's 52 cards for you to ask me questions, and it's 52 cards for me to ask you questions. She's gonna be like, okay, let's go. Let's go.
So you don't get your mother's consent in order to unpack trauma. Instead, you manipulate her and coerce her into doing it.
Who manipulates who and coerces who to do what? What are you talking about?
So that's not manipulation.
It's a card game.
Right. It's
What
a
are you
card
talking
game
about?
to unpack trauma, right?
It's a card game that asks for boundaries from the other person. It's not really about, I literally said it's not about unpacking trauma. It's a card game that is fun for the mother and the daughter to ask each other questions about how they feel about their dynamic within each other's life. Does that make sense? It's not about trauma. It's about boundaries in particular. It's about understanding in particular. In particular. Does that make sense?
No.
But let's talk about why you hate men. Because you called Killer Mike an idiot, and I just don't understand why.
Right. And I gave logic to back up why I said he was an idiot.
No, you didn't.
Okay, so if we're using that, I think that Barack Obama is brilliant. So there you go. I am not a misogynist. I think the public offender is brilliant. He's a man, so I'm not a misandrist would be the correct word. And it's not like misandry ever unalived anybody, but there you go. I balance the scales. I don't hate men.
So check this out. I'm glad you said that because I got receipts for everything. It's like I'm a mind reader. So watch this. Stupid ass Barack Obama. A message to stupid ass Barack Obama. I don't know how much they're paying you, but for you to stand behind this imbecile with a straight face and tell us, especially black men, that we don't want to vote for Kamala Harris because we're misogynistic, apparently you are also an imbecile. For the last few months, we were easily able to do research on this incompetent woman and find out that there's no way in this world she's qualified to be president of the United States. Is she a bad person? No, but she doesn't need. No, she's not a bad person. I don't have a problem with her. I just don't want her to be no goddamn president. But she doesn't need to be the president of nothing. So I speak for every black man in America, as well as every competent, common sense having black woman in America. We no longer believe in you because we now see that you have no integrity. And to the other demographic of women that don't have a lot of common sense, that ignore all of the incoherentness that has come out of this woman's mouth, we're talking about you right now. We're talking about you. Just the only reason why you want to vote for this woman is because you think she's going to offer you 2-for-1 abortion vouchers. She's literally went on national TV and said her policies is literally identical to what Joe Biden has been doing for the last 4 years. And if you look around, the world is literally on fire or underwater. So that is a fact. I need the dysfunctional demographic of women who wants this incompetent woman to be your president, move to another country and let her be president of that country. And over in that country, you can get your wig vouchers and your 2-for-1 abortion vouchers and go be happy. But over here, it's not happening. A message to stupid ass Barack Obama. So I just called Barack Obama stupid, which means I don't just call a woman an idiot and just it's because she's a woman. No, Barack Obama is also an idiot, in my opinion, also. So what does that make me? If I call a man an idiot and if I call a woman an idiot, how is it that I hate women? Go.
It makes you a misogynist and a narcissist because you think that your sources are substantial sources. You keep giving me your own sources as credible sources. So you have a grandiose personality. So you might want to go get checked out for NPD. But you also said that an old attorney general, a senator, and the vice president of the United States.
You have a weird noise.
Hold on.
There's a weird noise in your background. Can you fix it? Is something's happening? I don't know if you're farting. I don't know what's going on. Is your wig?
Right. That's mature. That's my dog. I have a Frenchie.
That was your wig. Okay.
Lick itself. Right.
It's licking itself. Is having is masturbating. What happened?
Are you an adult? No.
What is it doing?
I thought
Why is it
so.
moaning?
She's a French bulldog.
And they moan when they lick themselves?
She's snorting.
Snorting?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a thought. This is a live stream. Can you put the dog in another room so we don't have to hear it masturbating or whatever it's doing? Please? If you could, because we don't want to hear it. Put a 1 in the chat if you don't want to hear this goddamn dog making all these weird ass noises in the background, masturbating and shit, licking his own ass. I don't know what it's doing.
TikTok. I don't want to.
So I'll just mute you for a second because it's really annoying. But yeah. So, and it's unprofessional, So she's running around calling people narcissists, misogynists, while a dog is masturbating in the fucking background. This shit is fucking crazy. But it is what it is. So let's get
Okay, she stopped. She's done, but she's just breathing. That's how she breathes. But back to you being a misogynist and saying that this woman is not qualified to do the job. But you think that a reality TV host is more qualified. And you also said that men are the more logical gender. And I said that in the DM. But a man, you think that a reality TV star is more qualified to be president than an ex-attorney general, somebody who is part of Congress, and a vice president. You said she's not qualified. She doesn't have.
Can I answer your question? You're just gonna keep babbling.
She's went to law school. How am I babbling?
Because you're still talking. You asked me a question. When you ask a question, you wait for the answer. You don't just keep talking. So can I answer your question?
You also should answer.
Can I answer you? I can't answer. You keep talking.
Okay.
Can I answer your question? Okay. So you're asking me, why does somebody that was president for 4 years already, how is he more qualified than a person that never was president? Is that your question? You're just gonna blink?
Just person.
I'll say it again. I'll say it again for clarity. For clarity. Apparently, you didn't hear me because you just sat there blinking. You're asking me, does a person that was president for 4 years versus a person that was never president, you're saying that was a person that was never president, they're more qualified than the person that was president? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah, let me clarify, though. A person who was never qualified to be president in the first place and who ran on hate and propaganda, right, is going against a person who has served in all branches of government and has a law degree.
Except for president.
Right, but she's the current sitting vice president. You have to be actually.
She was never president. She was never president. So let's back up again. Regardless of what you think, he served as president of the United States for 4 years, and there was no wars. The economy was great, and nobody really had a problem with him in his presidency, right?
Do you know why the economy was great?
I'm not done. I see you like to just interrupt people while they're talking. It's kind of rude. So you're worse than your dog. So making noise in the background. So a person that was president of the United States before is more qualified than a person that was never president of the United States. This is just really common sense. And I don't really understand why we're going back and forth with something this just stupid, But of course, you think I'm a misogynist because I think a person that was president of the United States would be able to be president of the United States better than a person that was never president of the United States, whether man or woman. But I hate women, right?
You do hate women. But I also think that
Do
you
you
are.
have goods and services meant to help women like I do?
What services do you have to help women?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Y'all, it's her fault. If you mad at me, it's her fault. I'm playing it all over again
What
because
credentials
she
do you
asked.
have to run
That
these
will help
services?
every woman watching, regardless of age, regardless of background. See, in my 7 years of coaching women, the number one thing that I hear in my coaching sessions is her issue or tumultuous relationship with her mother. So also, I have something else. Watch this.
How about we meet up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game? We'll have fun and see if we're compatible all at the same time.
Ooh, what's the name of the game?
It's called Deeper Discussions.
I'm down.
Okay, meet you at 6.
Fellas, have you ever had a woman say, I'm down in your life? Buy this card game. Ladies, buy this card game. Buy about 2 or 3 card games. The main reason why people can't stay together isn't because they don't like each other no more. It's actually because their present family issues come up or their past family issues come up. But when you play Deeper Discussions, you'll be able to understand a person's family issues up front.
This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group.
This is a woman in this video that played the card game, and she's smiling.
So have fun.
Question number 1. Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad.
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend,
Candidate.
a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the
She said, my cards are soft and silky.
way. Like
they ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
durable.
A dating card game for introverts who have a hard time asking the much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.
Do you offer anything that is soft and silky, Lynn? No?
No,
don't?
but I do offer a live that I host almost daily and a community.
Does it help women?
It does actually, and it's a community for women to
To do
not fall susceptible to narcissists and manipulators. It's a community of women. So join my community. I have a Discord. Call me Lynn 777. Follow me on TikTok.
So there's a whole bunch of women just sitting around whining about their problems to another woman that has problems?
No, I don't have problems, but I want to bring up the fact that you said women are childish, but you just also got done saying that my dog was farting in the background. She was masturbating. She was doing all kind of things. It's given childish, but
I actually said women are children and not childish.
well, children. That's something that a child would say, sir. That's
No,
something that
not really.
my
That's something an adult will say to a child, if you think about that. When you say that to your kid, like, that's kind of like what a father will say to their child.
that their dog is farting in the background.
Yeah, they'll make jokes with the child to make the child laugh, especially if the child is just sitting there with
I mean, not when you having like a
it's
serious
through the whole
adult
time.
conversation, but like honestly, I thought that this would be a great conversation, but I was trying to get out of like having these conversations with the men on TikTok, but I don't think that you are actually qualified to have this conversation with me or my homie. Like we eat dudes like
Well, it's due
Like,
to your so let me explain why this conversation is going. Can you let me finish? The reason why this is going the way it is because you're saying all kinds of stupid shit instead of actually sticking to the content. So I went down a stupid rabbit hole with you. You sat here and said, I'm a misogynist because I don't want to vote for somebody. That is idiotic. And then you said, I'm a narcissist. You sound like an idiot like Kamala does. So I'm going to act like an idiot with you because that's what I do with my kids when they start saying stupid shit. I get down with them and start saying stupid shit with them because they're my kids. Like, let's have fun. I like having fun. So you want to have fun? Let's have fun. You want to run around and wrestle and tickle and chase each other around the house? I'm okay with that. I'm a father. I love chasing my kids around the house. So if you want to act like a child, I'm going to act like a child with you. But if you want to act like an adult, we can act like an adult. Like, I don't have adults come on my platform calling me misogynist and narcissist and all this stupid shit. So I just stoop down to your level because it's fun. It's entertaining.
You do.
It's entertaining.
No, you do have adults on your platform who call you that.
I'm having
You
fun.
invited me here to say that. I mean, that's why you invited me here. And
Okay, let's do this.
I don't think that you have the range or the it's the educational divide, because we can't have this conversation, because I've been serious the whole time. I've been providing facts.
No, you have not been serious the whole time. You have called me names multiple times, which only idiots do that.
Oh, so you call me a name?
No, I didn't call you a name. I said idiots do something.
Right. So now you're gaslighting me.
No, I'm not gaslighting you.
No, you're not. So what is that? Do you know what gaslighting is? Because
I don't know nothing.
You just.
I would actually rather just go back to the videos, but you keep wanting to talk instead of play the videos.
But your videos are not credible sources. They're videos that you made. They're your videos that you chopped and skewed in order to have a confirmation bias. You want to rage farm a bunch of misogynistic men so you can have a platform.
Okay, put a one. Hold on. Put a one in the chat if you're a woman right now.
It doesn't matter if they're women.
Can you
they
stop
have
for a
internalized
second? I'll just
misogyny.
mute you. Okay, so ladies, put a one in the chat if you are a woman. Put a one in the chat if you are a woman. Put a one in the chat if you are a woman. Because according to this little person here, the only people that are in here chatting or watching are men. So put a one in the chat if you are a woman. All right, go ahead.
Why? I mean, why you mute me?
Because you kept talking while I was trying to talk to my audience.
I
You're
was
rude
speaking first and you cut me off.
disrespectful,
But
and
you've been
you
doing that to me the
are
entire
a
time.
child.
You've been doing that to me the entire time, which is another sign of misogyny.
Doing what to you the whole time?
You've been over talking me. You've been cutting me off. You haven't been answering my questions directly. You pivot. You obfuscate.
What questions did you ask me?
I asked you plenty of questions. I asked you, why do you think that Madam Vice President is an idiot? And instead of answering the questions, you showed me clips that were not substantiated by any credible sources, none whatsoever. The credible source was, in fact, you.
So
you
you're
are not
actually answering a question.
source, sir.
You're
That's
answering
not
your
a
own
credible
question.
source.
You're saying that Kamala is an idiot by not saying Kamala is an idiot, because the source I'm showing you is Kamala being an idiot on camera. And you're saying herself is not a credible source, which either means something is wrong with you or the credible source is not credible. Therefore, you're calling her an idiot. So which one is it? Because I showed you proof that she's an idiot by her words. So how is Fox not a credible source? She is being interviewed on Fox.
Fox is extremely. Fox News is an extreme right-wing news source.
It's her word.
That's not credible. What are you talking about?
Words, ma'am.
Oh my God.
Okay. Did they give her some Diddy baby oil and capture her and okay, let me you just keep talking. So did they take her and capture her and take her there, or did she choose to be on Fox News by her own will? Did she choose to go on Fox News? Yes or no?
Yes, she did. And she answered all the questions cohesively.
Right. So how is that a credible source, ma'am?
So how does that make her an idiot?
How is that not a credible source if she went on the interview and sounded like an idiot? See, when you go somewhere and you sound like an idiot, you're still an idiot no matter where you go.
Some people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
What?
I'm gonna end.
You're on a live stream, ma'am. What are you doing?
Right. I also have my own
But you don't understand what priorities is? What's a priority? Your little TikTok or this live stream? Because you're representing
It's also
you're representing yourself and your brand on a platform, so you might want to pay attention.
right, and I'm doing so.
I just played a video of her presenting herself as an idiot, and you're saying that is not a credible source.
How so? How is she presenting herself as an idiot? You tell me.
I just showed you.
You tell me how she's presenting herself as an idiot. Can you explain that to me?
She is incoherent. She has been proven to be incoherent.
How is she incoherent?
I'll keep going because I can only show. See, you came on here saying, show me proof. So I'm showing you proof. You didn't come in and say, tell me proof. You said, show me proof.
So now we're playing.
And I keep having you to, I keep showing you proof. And you keep wanting me to now tell you proof. What do you want from me, ma'am?
With your words, are you not like capable of explaining?
You said cite your sources and show me proof.
It's not
your words.
That's not a credible source. It's your video that you manipulate.
It's her video.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Than the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam
You
Vice
and I
President.
both know what I'm talking about. You and I
did not film this shit. This is hers.
Both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is that over the last decade.
Hey, Jenny, did you do your chores today?
Well, I grew up in a middle-class family.
I grew up in a middle-class household.
Her words. She's
Do you know
stupid.
what a credible source is?
We were renters.
Jenny, did you finish your schoolwork yet?
Well, I grew up in a middle-class family.
I grew up a middle-class kid. I was raised by a hardworking mother who.
These are her words. I did not go there and make that up. She's standing up in front of all them fucking people saying the same stupid shit over and over again.
Saved up, and by the time I was a teenager, she was able to afford to buy our first home. I grew up a middle-class kid. She saved up, and
everywhere she goes, she says the same stupid, incoherent shit.
It was only by the time I was a teenager that she could afford to actually buy her first home.
Jenny, I thought
Since they can't win with the
I'm getting.
Didn't believe and is running for.
What are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
Here is her interview.
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle-class kid. I know you say that your values.
This is the presidential debate. And she says the same.
Is a clip of the presidential debate.
This is a presidential debate.
Have not changed. So then why have so many of your policy positions changed?
I grew up a middle-class kid raised by a hardworking mother who worked and saved and was able to buy our first home when I was a teenager.
She's stupid, okay? These are her words on multiple platforms, multiple sources, and she sounded like an idiot every single time.
Oh boy. So let me ask
Are you done? Are you finished or are you done?
No, I'm not done actually. I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you about how you feel about Donald Trump saying that he wants to grant police officers full immunity when you know good and darn well that police officers are actually using heavy violence against mainly Black men. How do you feel about the presidential candidate that you think should be the president backing blue, giving police immunity to do whatever they want? As a Black man, how do you feel about that?
That isn't going to make it through Congress, so it doesn't matter. There's certain things that are never going to make it through Congress. No,
it's not.
So I'm not worrying about that.
You know what's also not going to make it to through Congress because, and it's crazy, the Democrats and Kamala Harris are supporting a bill. Congress.gov is my source. That it's called the George Floyd.
Was that childish?
Act.
Was that just what you just did? Was that childish?
It was.
Okay.
it was a little bloke. It's called the George Floyd Protection Act, right? And it actually helps to combat police brutality by making sure that there is a nationwide database for police officers to be registered in if they do participate in excessive and brutal forces against people for no reason. They want to lock them into a database, so if they go to another police force, they'll be able to access that and be able to vet them successfully. They also want to take them through extensive sensitivity training. They want to be able to monitor police activities by keeping body cam footage and actually prosecute police officers for using excessive force and brutality. It's the George Floyd Protection Act. It's currently up right now. I think it was passed through the Senate, right? The Senate passed it. The House is blocking it, which is ran. And if you go down the list, you can on Congress.gov. The people who are blocking the bill, they just so happen to be everyone in the Republican Party, folks. A bill that will help combat police brutality, which mainly affects Black people, is being proposed by the Democratic Party, and all the Republicans are rejecting it. And this is the party that you want to vote into office, a party who also, like I said, wants to give police officers full immunity. And
Okay,
they want to have the FBI, they want to get rid of law enforcement and have a military ran state. Because like I said through DMs, they're fascists.
I get it. So I want to play this.
Attorney General, I learned that the California Department of Corrections, which was a client of mine, the Office of Attorney General, that they were standing in the way of surgery. For prisoners. And there was a specific case. And when I learned about the case, I worked behind the scenes to not only make sure that that woman got the services she was deserving. So it wasn't only
She said transformer, just so you know.
about that case, I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care.
There was another video I wanted to share, but it was too much. But there was a situation where people like this idiot, Kamala Harris, literally was allowing men, just because they called themselves women, allowed men to spend their time in prison, in a women's prison. Has anybody ever heard of that happening? People like Kamala Harris, they are for men spending time in a woman's prison instead of a men's prison, simply because they call themselves women. Has anybody ever heard of what happens when that actually goes on? Has anybody ever heard of that? And this is what this woman runs around doing. I have more information on this whole situation.
Ridiculous, crazy Black men that did vote.
See, women hate themselves. Women hate themselves. We don't hate women. They hate themselves. Listen to this shit.
We've got to reach those ridiculous, crazy Black men that did vote for Trump.
So let me get this straight. If I vote for a party that can't define what a woman is, I'm no longer ridiculous or crazy. If I vote for a party that wants boys in my daughter's sports and restrooms, I'm no longer ridiculous or crazy. If I vote for a party that thinks they can pander to me using kente cloths and hot sauce, I'm no longer crazy. If I vote for a party that has done nothing but destroy my community for the last 60 years and open the borders in order to replace my vote and destroy my community further, I'm no longer crazy. crazy if I vote for the party that wanted to keep me from voting, wanted to keep Jim Crow, wanted to keep slavery, the party of the Klan. I'm no longer crazy. And I'm no longer crazy or ridiculous if I vote for the candidate who's been in the office as vice president for the last 3.5 years and admitted to having a large part in pushing the harmful policies that have hurt my country, who can't answer basic questions and is quite possibly the worst candidate in American history, says she's going to bring change while at the same time admitting there's nothing she'd change about the last 3.5 years, and made us the laughing stock of the world. And you think I'm the crazy one. I think it's crazy you think I should vote for a candidate based on skin color rather than how their policies will affect my life. It's pretty sick.
Madame, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. No planet, no pride.
Y'all see this bullshit? Y'all see this bullshit? This is the president you want. You think opening the border is bad? She's going to open a portal. She wants to open the border and the portal.
On skin color rather than how their policies will affect my life. It's pretty sick.
Madame, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. No planet, no pride. That's right. Honestly, we make a good team.
If your moral compass does not line up with mine, I do not support you. I do not care what color you are. I don't care how melanated your skin is. You can be black as the tar on the ground. Could have been raised right from Mississippi roots just like me. If your moral compass does not line up with mine, meaning you are for everything that literally the Bible is against, and I'm supposed to ignore that simply because you have black skin?
Facts. Nowhere in hell. So apparently Lynn left because she got upset because she found herself looking like an idiot on my platform, and she left. But this is how you deal with women, y'all. You just operate normally and just stay calm. You know, you didn't see me flailing all around like, when she started calling me a narcissist. You didn't see me acting crazy when she called me a misogynist. I just asked her why. Why? And then she turns around and says, you're a narcissist and misogynist because you called a woman an idiot. And then she turns around and calls a man an idiot. She literally called Killer Mike an idiot. But hey, women are children. So I don't take offense to that, you know. So it's okay. So let's keep going. Now we can actually enjoy the show without any interruptions.
If that's the case, you chose a running mate, Tim Walz, governor of Minnesota, who signed those very things into state law. So do you support that?
We are very clear, and I'm very clear, as is
answer the
Tim
goddamn
Walz,
question.
that we must support and enforce federal law, and that is exactly what we will do.
So decriminalizing border crossings, like you said in 2019.
I do not believe in decriminalizing border crossings, and I've not done that as vice president. I will not do that as president.
So these are evolutions that you've had.
But let's be very clear.
Well, you're not going to be president, so that ain't going to matter.
I'm the only person who's running for president who has prosecuted transnational criminal organizations, from the Sinaloa cartel to the Guadalajara cartel to people who have trafficked in guns, drugs, and human beings. I have spent a significant part of my career going after people who present a threat to the safety of the American people and cross our border with the intent of doing us harm and cross our border illegally. And I will do that work as vice president. I take that work quite seriously.
This is a time when voters, especially here in Pennsylvania, are inundated with commercials and ads. They just want it to stop because it's every commercial. But many of them add noise, but a few of them seem to break through. This particular one from the Trump campaign has gotten a lot of attention.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners.
Well, this is something that we already talked about. But yeah, she is. I have no problem with the Transformers, but I'm not going to be running around allowing them to spend their time in prison, in a woman's prison, so they can do what, you know, criminals do to women. I think that's terrible for women to go through. Just imagine, it's one thing about getting accosted, I will say, by a criminal, and you can call the police, right? And you can run, you can get in your car. But imagine you being a woman in a woman's prison, and a dude is in there grabbing you up, and you're a woman. This is what this idiot is for. She's okay with people having, blank changes while they're in prison. Why the hell would you want to get a blank change while you're in prison? And she's like, what kind of weird shit is this? But this is who she is. And that's why she got this bright vice president. The vice president is worse than she is. They both are down with women taking their children and getting blank changes while they're still children. That's disgusting.
Support of using taxpayer dollars to help prison inmates or detained illegal aliens to transition to another gender.
I will follow the law, and it's a law that Donald Trump actually followed. You're probably familiar with, now it's a public report, that under Donald Trump's administration, these surgeries were available on a medical necessity basis to people in the federal prison system. And I think, frankly, that ad from the Trump campaign is a little bit of like throwing stones when you're living in a glass house.
The Trump aides say that he never advocated for that prison policy, and no gender transition surgeries happened during his presidency.
Well, you know what? You got to take responsible for what happened in your administration.
Yeah, no surgeries happened in his presidency.
It's in black and white.
Would you still advocate for using taxpayer dollars for gender reassignment surgeries?
I will follow the law, just as I think
say
gender reassignment surgery in prison is crazy.
Trump would say he did.
You would have a say as president.
Like I said, I think it's he spent $20 million on those ads trying to create a.
But you spent $20 million on gender reassignment surgery? Are you serious?
Sense of fear in the voters because he actually has no plan in this election that is about.
But you don't have a plan. You don't have a brain.
Focusing on the needs of the American people. Whereas at $20 million on that ad, on an issue that.
You spent $90 billion on Ukraine, dum-dum. He spent $20 million of his own money because it's a campaign to be president, so duh. But you're spending $90 billion on a whole nother country.
As it relates to the biggest issues that affect the American people, it's really quite remote. And again, his policy was no different. Look at where we are, though. On plans for the American people, I'm offering a plan to deal with affordable housing. I'm offering a plan to deal with what we need to do to strengthen small businesses, which are the backbone of America's economy. I am offering a plan that is about taking care of young parents and giving them the support they need. My plans for the economy will strengthen the economy, as have been reviewed by 16 Nobel laureates, Goldman Sachs, Moody's, and recently the Wall Street Journal, which have all studied our plans and have indicated my plans for our economy would strengthen our economy. His would make them weaker, would ignite inflation and invite a recession by the middle of next year. Those are the facts.
Why do you think more people say they trust him on the economy than they trust you?
I think that when you look at an analysis of our plans for what we would do as president of the United States, it has been clear to those who study. And
I want to stop right there for a second, because she said he spent $20 million on an ad, right? Look what this damn woman is doing.
Of Kamala, but when you search for Kamala Harris,
They're better off than they were 4 years ago.
I was raised as a middle-class kid.
So, is your Google...
Now look at this. How much money do you think she bribed Google to do this? Talking about money in a campaign.
broken too? Because when I search for Donald Trump, it's showing me news about Kamala Harris. And you can keep scrolling. It's Kamala, Kamala, Kamala. Trump needs to regain his edge because of Kamala. But when you search for Kamala Harris, Trump's name is not up here. Just articles totally trashing him and just elevating Kamala, of course. This is so egregious that my tweet on this subject actually got Elon Musk's attention. And I'm hoping, since the man has over 190 million followers, that people really look into this. This is pure interference. It is 1984 Orwellian information control. But since they can't win with the truth, they're trying to win without it.
I mean, the election is upon us. There's a strong black woman representing the Democratic
Then when
Party.
you say black woman,
Here you go.
I need you to qualify that.
What
I've
Howard
seen.
alumni.
Whether she's black or not black ain't my biggest issue. It's what she going to do for black people. The reason Kamala's race has become such a big issue in this election, Brother Nick, is because it's the only thing they're selling the black community in exchange for their vote. Not a word about schools, not a word about prisons.
Real quick, I just dropped the StreamYard link in the chat if anybody wants to come up. I just dropped the StreamYard link in the chat if anybody wants to come up. And if you're enjoying this live stream right now, drop popcorn emojis in the chat. Drop popcorn emojis in the chat if you're enjoying the chat. And I'll drop the link again. If you want to come up, I just dropped the StreamYard link in the chat.
Not a word about gentrification. If she led with policy, Nick, I don't even think we would be talking about her racial ancestry. So how can Kamala Harris, the so-called black woman, say that I can't do anything just for black people, but you sat in the White House for 4 years with President Biden and watch him take care of specific groups of non-white people, and you didn't demand one thing for your own black people that you claim to be a part of? So the only thing they've given us has been identity politics.
Well, some Republicans are claiming that money set aside by Congress for disaster relief is instead going to migrants. But the White House and FEMA saying that is just not true.
I mean, it's just categorically false. It is not true. It is a false statement.
FEMA says that money that was appropriated for Helene victims, they are not getting because instead that money is going to migrants. FEMA says that is not happening.
The White House pushing back against those allegations, releasing a statement that says this, quote, "This is false. The disaster relief fund is specifically appropriated by Congress to..."
FEMA spent all the hurricane relief money on immigrants. It's a lie.
It's on Donald Trump supporters to not just swallow his lies whole.
To put falsehoods aside, like the idea that FEMA funds are being redirected to migrants, which is just not true.
Funding is also available through...
And make sure to hit the like button. Everybody make sure to hit the like button. Everybody make sure to hit the like button.
FEMA's emergency food and shelter program to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
Also announced a competitive process for the second tranche of funds under the Shelter and Services program. We are very focused on getting the dollars out the door as quickly as possible.
So now the White House says that for those cities that they know are receiving an influx of migrants, there is somebody from FEMA, that federal emergency management agency, ready and willing to really help those cities when it comes to management of these influx of migrants, including reimbursing some of those cities.
The federal government is sending money to cities and states caring for migrants. $1.1 million, $30 million, $8.6 million, $128 million.
Damn.
It's just categorically false. It is not true. It is a false statement. No, Biden did not take FEMA relief money to use on migrants. Funding is also available through FEMA's emergency food and shelter program to eligible local governments and non-for-profit organizations upon request to support humanitarian relief for migrants.
So I saw this post this week. This is all the money that was given out this year. $24 billion to Ukraine, $11 billion to Israel, $2 billion to Ethiopia, $1.6 to Jordan, But at the end it says, and Americans who have lost everything to Hurricane Helene will be given $750, courtesy of FEMA.
This shit is crazy. Quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
How about we meet up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game? We'll have fun and see if we're compatible all at the same time.
Ooh, what's the name of the game?
It's called Deeper Discussions.
I'm down.
Okay, meet you at 6.
Fellas, buy this card game. Ladies, buy this card game. Buy about 2 or 3 card games. The main reason why people can't stay together isn't because they don't like each other no more. It's actually because their present family issues come up or their past family issues come up. But when you play Deeper Discussions, you'll be able to understand a person's family issues up front.
This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group. So have fun.
Question number 1. Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad.
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend,
Candidate.
a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
They ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
durable.
A dating card game for introverts who have a hard time asking the much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.
Rumor going out, which is this $750, it's a loan. You're actually going to have to pay it back. And I didn't believe that. So
Wait, what? Hold on. The 750 is a loan? No, say it ain't so.
To support humanitarian relief for migrants.
So I saw this post this week. This is all the money that was given out this year. $24 billion to Ukraine, $11 billion to Israel, $2 billion to Ethiopia, $1.6 to Jordan, But at the end it says, and Americans who have lost everything to Hurricane Helene will be given $750, courtesy of FEMA. There was this rumor going out, which is this $750, it's a loan. You're actually going to have to pay it back. And I didn't believe that. So then I went to FEMA's website, which I'm going to pull up now. FEMA only provides loans to disaster survivors. So that's the myth. You don't get a payment there alone. And they said, fact, in most cases, FEMA grants do not have to be paid back. These are less common situations in which you have to pay FEMA back. If you receive duplicate benefits from insurance or a grant from another source, for example, if you have insurance that covers your temporary housing costs, but you ask FEMA in advance to help you with money for those costs while your insurance is delayed, you will need to repay that money to FEMA after you receive your insurance settlement. This is not free money. That's just more of the scam.
I wonder if Ukraine's going to have to pay back all the money.
I know,
when I heard
right?
that Kamala Harris, vice president pick, was the one who said that there should be tampons in boys' bathroom and men's bathroom, I thought he was joking, right? I'm at the county building right here in Los Angeles, California. I want y'all to see this. It says men, right? Look at this. Free tampon, free pads. What in the world is going on? And we are men. This the world we live in, y'all? Men bathroom. I am just appalled. What? I will rip this thing off right now, man. Rip it off, Jatir. Rip it off.
That's crazy. But this is Kamala Harris, though. Shout out to Lolita Nichols. Thank you for the $5 super sticker. Thank you.
We got time for this. We men. What do you know?
I want you all to imagine this scenario. You have a man that's of Indian and Irish descent pretending to be black. And he's married to a white Jewish woman, and he adopts her children. Now that man is running for president. Do you think that black women would support a man like that? Do you think that black people would even support a man like that? Imagine this, a man
Dysfunctional women would.
that is of Irish and Indian descent.
Lynn got mad. She could have stayed, but put it like this. Women like Lynn, if they can't get up under the man's skin, they'll just leave because they end up looking stupid once they get up under the man's skin. I mean, if they can't get up under the man's skin. So once she realizes that she can't get up under my skin, I'm going to, handle her the way she needs to be handled. I'm not going to argue with her. It's nothing else she can do because she was trying to unravel me or get me upset or whatever, calling me a narcissist. But I don't care about all that stuff because in my mind, women are children. So when a woman says some stupid shit, I'm just going to be like, oh, you little child. It doesn't matter to me, And this is something I want to say involving women in particular, especially dysfunctional women like Lynn. Women have no power. because I want to break this down for all of y'all. Women are extremely hilarious how y'all love, well, some women love to accuse men who aren't voting for Kamala as misogynistic, right? Here's why, because I put this in my notes. Because our women have no power and no influence without white men. I'll say it again. Black women have no power and no influence without white men. And to imagine black men and white men uniting and operating in unison for a change, it scares the shit out of black women. Why? Because the only wild card black women have is weaponization. And you can't weaponize white men against black men or black men against white men if black men and white men are now united on a front, because they are against, or we are against, the LGBT, whatever the hell they trying to do, their agenda. Not against them, but we're against their agenda. So that is what this election actually is about. It's black women and the LGBTQ versus white men and black men, heterosexual. So it's heterosexual white men and heterosexual black men against black women and the LGBTQ community. Do you agree with that or you disagree with that? What do y'all think? What are y'all thoughts on that? Do you agree with that or do you disagree with that? That is what this election is about. And for the first time in 50 years, black men and white men are about to start standing in solidarity. And black women, because of that, have no power, because their only power was weaponizing white men against black men, saying that black men aren't as powerful as white men. But if black men and white men are now standing over here together, black women have literally lost their power, because all they know how to do is weaponize a man against a man. Because that's the only power black women or any other woman has. She herself has zero power, zero influence. Nobody listens to women. Nobody. But when a woman cries and calls the police and says, "He did this to me, get him." Oh, get him. And then she weaponizes one man against another man. But when men are actually standing in solidarity, you can't weaponize us against each other anymore. And because of that, black women have no power and they're losing. Because that's all y'all been doing with the degrees and all this education bullshit. See, life is going into an automated world where your degree don't mean shit no more. And because so many of y'all have degrees, your degree now doesn't matter anymore. The United States literally said going into 2025, degrees aren't even going to hold weight anymore. So part of your weaponization of white men against black men was your little stupid degree, because now you can run around and go to the white man's education system and hold a piece of paper in front of the black man and say, "I'm better than you. I'm closer to the white men than you are because I am in their school. I am indoctrinated by them, and I have this degree that I am now in debt for the rest of my life to get. And I'm begging the white man to pay it for me, you know, because none of y'all have paid off y'all school loans, and y'all are literally waiting on the government to forgive the school loans. But when school loans don't even matter no more, because going into 2025, only stupid people are going to have degrees, unless you're a doctor, a lawyer, or something like that. You have no power. And you just look like idiots now, because your little stupid degree can no longer weaponize black men against white men and say, hey, I'm smarter than you or more intellectual than you, because you can't make more money with the freaking degree. And if you spent 6 years in college and you now owe $60,000 because you spent 6 years in college, and if you can't get a job because of that degree, you can no longer say you're more intellectual than black men. You more stupid than black men now, because who is dumb enough to spend 6 years to only make $35,000? So all the stupid shit that y'all been doing makes you look stupid now, because you can't get a job better than me with your degree. That's why women are mad. That's why women are calling us narcissists and misogynists in order to make us feel less than the white man. We never needed degrees as men. Y'all need degrees. I will never in my life get a degree because it's dumb. So your anger towards black men is literally geared towards keeping black men and white men fighting each other and being jealous of each other versus uniting and working together and voting against Kamala Harris's dumbass will literally put black women back down here in the totem pole of society, because your little degree matters zero in 2025. That's why y'all mad. Not y'all, but the women who call us misogynists because we don't want to vote for this dumbass woman like this.
Ridiculous, crazy black men that did vote for Trump.
So let me get this straight. If I vote for a party that can't define what a woman is, I'm no longer ridiculous or crazy. If I vote for a party that wants boys in my daughter's sports and restrooms, I'm not.
Yes, unite with white people. What the hell are you talking about? See, this is the problem with y'all right here. See, y'all want to unite with white people instead of us uniting with white people. That's really it. Because y'all little degrees are an example of you uniting with white people. What the hell you think the goddamn degree is? It's a piece of paper saying that you've been indoctrinated fully by white America. I don't give a shit about no degree. Degrees are stupid. Unless you're a doctor, a lawyer, and I make more money than doctors and lawyers. So I'll just say that. Degrees are stupid. Because I make more money than all y'all motherfuckers who have degrees. And part of the reason why I make more money than y'all is because I have less debt. Y'all have school debt. So even if you make more money than me per year, I have more money than you because I don't have $80,000 in school loans that you can't get rid of. I can take all or half or the majority of my money and write it off. Your ass can't. I can go spend $100,000 worth of card games and write off $100,000 freaking dollars. You can't. So I can take my debt and write the shit off. You can't. The more money I spend on card games, the more money that I keep. You can't do that with your little stupid student loans. That's why y'all run around begging the white man to forgive your little school loans. No, pay your shit back. Why you can't pay your shit back? Because my money that I invest in myself, whether it's a loan or my own money, I get back. So even if I get a loan to buy 100,000 card games, my 100,000 card games will make me $10 million. What is your little stupid student loan going to give you? $30,000 a year. So the money I put out or the money I invest or the money I borrow will make me $10 million. The money you borrow ain't going to make you shit. You make six figures, you owe six figures to the freaking government. That's why it's stupid. And I don't bite my motherfucking tongue. College degrees are stupid. Nowhere in hell, there's no way in hell somebody's going to trick me into spending 6 years of my goddamn life running up a white man's ass, leaving 6 years of school with $100,000 of student goddamn loans. And when I graduate, the only job I can get is a $42,000 a year job. What kind of dumbass would I look like? And that's why y'all want us to vote for Kamala dumbass Harris. Because y'all want us to look stupid and broke just like y'all. But no, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. It's not about degrees. It's about the weaponization of the degree. Black women weaponize their degrees against black men to make yourself feel and look more intellectual than us, and your ass don't even make more money than us. The average black woman does not make more money than the average black man. Because you get degrees in stupid shit. The average black woman makes $42,000 a year, and the average black man makes $50,000 a year. Give or take. I may be wrong. But y'all asses don't make more money than us, and none of us got degrees. So who's the idiot? So y'all go out and vote for Kamala, dumbass, and it's going to fall on deaf ears because her dumbass is not going to be president. So you're only going to make yourself look even dumber. All this arguing. You're a narcissist. You're a misogynist if you don't vote for Kamala. Okay. Watch what happens in January. Watch how stupid y'all look. Watch how all y'all asses get laid off after spending 6 years in a goddamn college with $60,000 to $100,000 in student loans that you ain't even gonna know how to damn pay back because you ain't learned shit else but to go to school. What kind of shit is that? So the same 6 years that you spent in college and you got your little degree, what are your credentials? I ain't got no motherfucking credentials. But one thing I got is results. So in my 6 years, I created 3 card games because the other card game ain't out yet. I created 3 card games, run a successful business, have a huge platform, have an amazing audience, and I ain't had to pay shit. No student loans, no nothing loans. I don't owe nobody nothing. And the money that I spent out of my own pocket for the card games are coming back 3-4 times. So, ladies, to the voters of Kamala, those ladies, you lost. And you mad that you lost. That's why y'all talk shit about us. But like I said, only dumb people vote for Kamala. See, Trump ain't gonna save you. Trump ain't gonna save none of us. So whether you think he's racist, I don't care. I don't care. Because I don't need nobody to save me. Because I'm not a bum. I need somebody that's going to help me with all these tax benefits. I need somebody that's going to prevent us from going to war. That's what I care about. I need somebody that's going to change how inflation is affecting everybody. That's what I'm voting for. I don't give a damn about neither one of them. But one thing I'm not finna deal with is all these goddamn migrants and the LGBT whoever running the goddamn world. No, it's not gonna happen. Black people, black men in particular, have a voice in this. And we're speaking it with our motherfucking vote. Let's get back to this goddamn video.
Economic policy works, that moving forward, because I do believe the American people are ready to turn the page on the divisiveness and the type of rhetoric that has come out of Donald Trump. People are ready to chart a new way forward, and they want a president who has a plan for the future and a plan that is sound and will strengthen our country. My plan.
Whoever is presently in college, you may be an idiot, depending on what you're in school for. I'll say it again. Whomever is presently in college, you may be an idiot. Because if you're still in college and it's 2024, you're probably stupid. Because going into 2025, what the hell are you going to do with your degree? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So if you're presently in college, you may be stupid. May not be. And someone may say, hey, you could be a doctor. Do you know the terrible life of a doctor? They spend all of their lives in a goddamn hospital. Who the hell wants to spend their whole lives in a goddamn hospital? Doctors have terrible lives. Who the hell wants to be a goddamn doctor? I sit around on my ass in one of my other rooms, having fun, talking to y'all all day. Then I go downstairs and fix my salmon and broccoli and look at some goddamn TV or watch some old videos and shit while a doctor is spending his whole fucking life in a goddamn hospital with sick people. And the nigga got $150,000 in school loans, and I don't owe nobody shit. So who's stupid? Who's a dumbass? So I'll say it again. If you are in college presently, you may be stupid. May. And save me from cancer. God saved me from cancer, Kara. Not a goddamn doctor. Okay? God saved me from cancer. My good health saved me from cancer. See, there's 3 variables. It's me, how I take care of myself, and my mental stability and my emotional stability, how my brain regulates my body when there's a disease attacking it. 2, it's God. It's your belief in God. And 3, it's a doctor. The doctor is the 3rd, not the 1st. Because if I'm fat, if I'm out of shape, if I'm stupid, if I'm traumatized, all screwed up, doing all kinds of dumb shit, I would have been died. But because of how I run my body, and some of y'all already know, I ain't even ate today because I only eat 1 time a day. And I mainly only drink water. How I run my body is how I beat cancer. And then I have an amazing relationship with God. So those are the 2 main variables. The goddamn hospital and the doctor is 3rd. So yeah, the third variable did help me beat cancer faster, but I would have beat cancer without even going to the fucking doctor. So yes, the doctor did help, but the doctor did not save my life. My good health saved my life. All right? And I'm not against doctors. I'm just saying, when it comes to going to college for 6 to 8 years, regardless of what you want to be in 2025, is stupid. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to the doctors. Shout out to the lawyers. Shout out to whatever degree that you got. Your ass about to be broke. I didn't call doctors stupid. I said in 2025, getting a degree is stupid. Even if it is to be a doctor. Do you know how many doctors and nurses are going broke? What are you talking about? Somebody said drop the link. I'll drop the link. And I'll keep going on with the video. All right, I'll drop the link for anybody who said they want the link. All right, so let's keep going.
And for the economy does exactly that. His plan would be, again, to give tax cuts to billionaires and the biggest corporations in our country and blow up our deficit.
It's interesting you said turn the page, Madam Vice President. You were asked on 2 different...
Hold on a second. Kara says, going broke trying to save your life. Well, I'm getting rich trying to save y'all's life. I'll say it again. Instead of going broke trying to save somebody's life, I would rather get rich trying to save somebody's life. By my Deeper Discussions card game. help me save your emotional and your relationship life, which in turn would save your life physically. Because stress is the leading cause of heart disease. Eating bad is another cause of heart disease. But if you take care of your emotional health and you listen to me, you'll go to the gym, you'll drink more water. What's up, brown sugar? You'll make better relationship decisions. You'll go to therapy. You'll let go of childhood trauma. And overall, you'll have a better life, which means you'll live longer. And my mother-daughter card game would literally help you live longer. Because scientifically, if you have a better relationship with your parents, you will live longer. People who have bad or problematic relationships with their parents die faster. So I am saving lives in a different way than a doctor, but I am saving lives in my own house. This is my house. I'm not in no goddamn hospital. I'm in my house. In my drawers. I could be wearing drawers right now with no pants on, and y'all wouldn't even know it. And when I get done with this live stream, I'm gonna go downstairs and cook me some food on my own goddamn stove, not in no break room. I ain't gotta order no Uber Eats because I'm at a hospital. I'm at home saving people. My own goddamn products. With no boss. Can't nobody tell me what the hell to do. So shout out to the doctors. Love what y'all do, but y'all lives suck. But thank you for what you do, but it is what it is. Your life sucks. My life doesn't.
Hello,
What's
Mr.
going on?
Lecco.
How you
How's
doing?
everything, brother? I'm good.
I'm
I'm good. Hey, this is very good, man. I was seeing the interaction between you and the lady. I think she's a YouTuber as well. That had a conversation with you,
Mhm.
and I have to agree, Mr. Lecco. If this interview does not really convince you that they're gonna put someone or force someone in office that's really incompetent and it's gonna be taking orders from somebody else, then that's a fault of the American public, people, personally.
Yeah.
You get me? Because let me just tell you something. I'm not a picker of Trump. I don't like Trump either, like most people. But if you're going to be picking or not picking, you should know what really you're getting into. And I think people are just picking her because they say they want to make history. That's not good enough for people that's right now in America where we are. Go ahead.
They want abortion vouchers. They want 2-for-1 abortion vouchers. Get rid of one, get rid of the next one free vouchers. That's what they want. They want get rid of one, get rid of the next one free vouchers. That's what they want. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah. And one other thing and I'd ask you this question. This has been lingering in my mind. Why does Black women support LGBT, homosexual men, and homosexual women? Why are they proponents that really push it and fight the most, that they support the most? Is my question to you, Mr. Lecco.
Because the only way women can achieve power or influence in America is through a man. And the only man that they can imagine either being on their sides fully, thinking like them, or having control of is a gay person. I'm gonna mute you just for a second because it's wind blowing. So
yeah, I'm gonna be indoors. Keep talking. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So what it is they support them so much because the more Black men become that, the more women will now be able to take advantage of, coexist with, or control. So it's about the effeminization of black men. Black women, the only way they can gain control is if they gain control over their men. So the more soft, fruity, sissified men are walking around, women now have the ability to have gain an uprise over the men. Because overall, it's a mental dysfunction. So the more men that become that or act like that, women now are more powerful than the men. It's a dysfunctional, problematic mental issue. So that's why they want more men to be mentally ill so women can gain power over them. But no, I'm for masculinity. I'm for leadership. I'm always going to tell y'all asses to sit down some goddamn where. A little sissy ain't going to be able to tell y'all sit down because he's a sissy. That's why.
Yeah.
Black women
And
love sissies.
yes. And hold on. And one other thing I do want to say, hold on.
I love this. Stephanie says team patriarchy. Yes. The more sissies there are, the more everything will be a patriarchy. Go ahead.
And another thing, if you think about it, Mama Rudy wrote a book on this almost 21 years ago about the feminization of the black man. And it holds weight till today, 20 years later. And it goes in detail how this process works. He does talk about system oppression and all that, but really, truly, it is all strategized, scripted out, and agendized, and black women carry out because in their mind, this is how they can hold control. So when she came up there and tried to, belittle you and say stupid words and get on her feelings because Fox News didn't want to give her that comfort, like all these other anchors, it lets you know saying you cannot qualify to hold a seat in the highest land of the world, and you get pressured to the point now you have to rage quit. That's supposed to be a whole hour long with Fox, and it cut down to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So it tells me if you can't,
her people's in the background like we got to cut it, and he was like we're in the interview. Her people was like, no, cut it. Go ahead.
Wow, I did not know that. I find this. So that tells you that she was put in front. This is all orchestrated, bro. They give you Obama, and now they're gonna give you Kamala. This is all strategized.
No. They're not gonna give us Kamala because she's not gonna win.
I mean, we're hoping. We gotta see how the outcome is. I'm not saying she's gonna win or not, but the way how they push her in there, I think they're gonna rig this, bro. They're gonna play some games because right now they're at a point now. If they're trying to make her look presentable, and it's proven that she's not qualified, because you can't handle pressure.
She's too stupid to win. She's too stupid to win. See, it's like this. The more they put her out there, the more stupid she looks because she's stupid. The less they put her out there, the last thing she said was stupid. So they have to put her out there over and over again, hoping she doesn't sound stupid again. But every time she goes on another platform, she just sounds as stupid as she always sounds. But they can't pull her back because the last thing she did and said was stupid.
Even the thing with the collard green scenario was I laughed about, but I'm thinking saying this is not intelligence. This is really stupid. She needs to really, I think and it makes sense why they put her in front of all these interviews till the last minute. But really, it's not going to help her cause because now you think about it. If she's going to hold that position, it makes me wonder who was really running the country for the last couple of years now. Because this man was mentally. Go ahead.
Let me tell you something. During the presidential debate, it has been proven that she had an earpiece in, and she did well. If they took her away and just had her in a dungeon somewhere and waited for she would actually win because that is the first time she sounded coherent because she had an earpiece in. And I got proof that she had an earpiece in. I got to look for it, but I got
Oh yeah, you got to show that. But at the end of the day, so this interview really exposed the complete. And if black women feel that this is bias, then you could have it, baby. I'm telling you right now, most men are not going to deal with a lot of black women after this man's outcome, bro, because it looks like they have
You're not
chosen
gonna
their
what?
side. They're not gonna deal with black women. Like if they have to, it'd be to a certain point, but they're not gonna deal with them like that because they have shown their hand with
I don't
defending her
understand.
after this. Well, I can't go in detail right now. I'm somewhere right now, so I can't really talk about it.
Black women they
Unfortunately.
don't have any power. Like women are children. Like women are expected to run around doing stupid shit. I don't fault women for wanting Kamala. You got to understand. You got to look at it from a child standpoint. Of course, they want a woman to be president. What woman wouldn't want a woman to be president? It's the representation of them. So I understand why they want a woman to be president. I'm not mad at women for wanting her to be president. I'm mad at women for demonizing us for not wanting a woman to be president. You know how good it felt for Obama to be president? That's the first black president. But at the same time, he didn't do shit, but it felt good to have somebody that looked like me to be president. It was cool.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
mad at women for wanting somebody that looked like them to be president. That's all. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not mad at women. They're children.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not mad at
I'm
being a child.
yeah. Mm. Yeah. I'm beyond, just for what they call image at this point. I didn't really
Yeah,
like it.
women
Go ahead.
women are all about image. That's why they wear wigs and eyelashes and shit. Everything they live is an image. So they want a black woman or a woman that looks like a black woman to give them an image of black excellence, even when a woman isn't black. It's all to women. Everything is about image. That's why we can't allow them to take over, because everybody's going to be looking stupid because there's no substance behind the image. It's just a whole bunch of wigs and shit. Kamala has a wig on.
Yeah, they ain't gonna like this, but you're the realest person. And I like how you handle her though. Still, I bet she's gonna go back to her platform and she's gonna try to make some scenario. But we all know we can go back to the tape, say you're a calm, collective, and you ask her the question. She currently give you a definite answer or prove it. And mind you, the videos you show, because it's humor, it still proved the point that she's like a constant script. And I say, what this has to do with the policies or how you're going to help better American people? That's the definite question. You're not answering no questions. And mind you, if you are president, it makes more sense to say you're going to run with no authority of anybody questioning it. That's scary, bro.
Scary. That's what I'm saying. But women don't.
It's very scary
because they're children. All they want to do is just run around in circles and wear wigs and shit and just dance, twerk. That's all they want to do. So we can't allow somebody with that type of brain to actually run the country. It's not gonna work. No, it's not. They don't want
that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. And I think most non-black women are not gonna allow that either, because I don't think a lot of them will praise and say, she's our person. They're making distance, and a lot of black women say this is our person, but so this is a bad representation of black women if we want to go there. And if that's the they want to stand on, that's them.
Black. She's a bad representation of black women, especially when a woman isn't even black. So yeah, you got that.
Yeah, but you get the point. It's not even that. So, but this is the hill black women want to stand on. That's the business. Anyhow, thank you. Thanks, Mike.
They don't have a hill to stand on. Any hill that they stand on is still a man's hill. It's a man's hill. They don't have hills. We have hills. No matter where they go, where they stand, it's still gonna be them standing on our backs. So because they're children, it is what it is. But all right,
they
bro.
go stand on my back. All right, thank you again.
All right, bro. Harris just picks pro-child sex change advocate Governor Tim Walz to be her vice president nominee.
We have to start doing the right thing again. Locally in Atlanta, I want people to get behind Antonio Lewis, get behind Byron Amos. Have they told you, convoluted.
For finally clearing this whole thing up about Project 2025. It's just a proposal. So what I need all of you to do is to go look up Kamala Harris's policies and the other times that she's spoken.
Well, let's start with this.
Prices have gone up. Who doesn't love a yellow school bus? They will remain yellow, but their heart will be green. They will remain yellow, but their heart will be green.
What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been. What we can see, what we believe can be, unburdened by what has been. What can be, unburdened by what has been.
And if you want to still vote for her, it's cool, but at least understand what the two candidates are looking to actually implement. So we need to stop fighting about stupid shit and actually look at policies and see which candidate is the best. I don't give a damn about neither one of them. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm definitely not going to vote for a person simply because they have titties. That don't make no damn sense. See, the problem is y'all don't ask Barack Obama. I don't know how much they're paying you, but for you to stand behind this imbecile with a straight face and tell us, especially black men, that we don't want to vote for Kamala Harris because we're misogynistic, apparently you are also an imbecile. For the last few months, we were easily able to do research on this incompetent woman and find out that there's no way in this world she's qualified to be president of the United States. Is she a bad person? No, but she doesn't need to be the president of nothing. So I speak for every black man in America, as well as every competent, common sense having black woman in America. We no longer believe in you because we now see that you have no integrity. And to the other demographic of women that don't have a lot of common sense, that ignore all of the incoherentness that has come out of this woman's mouth, the only reason why you want to vote for this woman is because you think she's going to offer you 2-for-1 abortion vouchers. She's literally went on national TV and said her policies is literally identical to what Joe Biden has been doing for the last 4 years. And if you look around, the world is literally on fire or underwater.
What, if anything, you would do differently than President Biden? Here's what you said.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Under a Harris administration, what would the major changes be and what would stay the same?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden.
I know.
And so that would be one change in terms of, but also I think it's important to say with, 28 days to go, I'm not Donald Trump.
So you're not Joe Biden, you're not Donald Trump, but nothing comes to mind that you would do differently?
Let me be very clear. My presidency will not be a continuation of Joe Biden's presidency. And like every new president that comes into office, I will bring my life experiences, my professional experiences, and fresh and new ideas. I represent a new generation of leadership. I, for example, am someone who has not spent the majority of my career in Washington, D.C. I invite ideas, whether it be from the Republicans who are supporting me, who were just on stage with me minutes ago, and the business sector, and others who can contribute to the decisions that I make about, for example, my plan for increasing the supply of housing in America and bringing down the cost of housing, addressing the issue of small businesses, which is about working with the private sector to bring more capital and access to capital to our small business leaders, including my plan for a $25,000 down payment assistance for first-time home buyers and for small businesses, extending the tax deduction from $5,000 to $50,000.
We've heard a lot about those plans in recent days. Your campaign slogan is a new way forward, and it's time to turn the page.
A new way forward. Time to turn the page. Time to turn the page from what? So this is the sad, just the stupid way of her thinking. Time to turn the page from Joe Biden? Time to turn the page from what? From yourself? You're the idiot that's in office, and you're trying to turn the page from the idiot that is in office and the co-idiot? You got an idiot and a co-idiot in office, and you want to turn the page. Turn the page from what? It's is the book of idiots right now.
You've been vice president for 3.5 years. So what are you turning the page from?
Well, first of all, turning the page from the last decade in which we have been burdened with the kind of rhetoric coming from Donald Trump that has been designed and implemented to divide our country and have Americans literally point fingers at each other.
This woman sounds dumb as hell.
The tax deduction from $5,000 to $50,000.
We've heard a lot about those plans in recent days. Your campaign slogan is a new way forward, and it's time to turn the page. You've been vice president for 3.5 years. So what are you turning the page from?
Well, first of all, turning the page from the last decade in which we have been burdened with the kind of rhetoric coming from Donald Trump that has been
you've been president for 3.5 years, ma'am. So you're burdened by yourself?
Designed and implemented to divide our country and have Americans literally point fingers at each other. Rhetoric and an approach to leadership that suggests that the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down instead of what we all know. The strength of leadership is based on who you lift up. The strength of an American president, which is one who understands that the vast majority of us have more in common than what separates us.
Madam Vice President, more than
70%
of people
that is
tell
about turning the
pollsters-
page on rhetoric that people are frankly exhausted of, Brett.
More than
people
70%
are
of people
exhausted.
tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 years of you being vice president and President Biden being president. That is what they're saying, 79% of them. Why are they saying that? If you're turning the page, you've been in office for 3.5 years.
And Donald Trump has been running for office.
But you've been the person holding the office.
Come on.
Madam Vice President.
The president holding the office, stupid. Listen to this, y'all. Thank you, Stephanie.
Outside of wartime where you are, I want to talk about Diddy, or with a collection.
Is there anything about the job you miss?
I miss the camaraderie. I think I've said that there are rare instances outside of wartime where you are with a collection of people where the stakes are so high and the stress is that great, and you forge a bond, and that feeling of a team, and everybody rowing in the same direction to get hard things done, is invaluable. And I paint a lot of portraits of members of my staff who became great friends and who took courageous steps to help.
Listen up, y'all.
The American people.
Here we go. Here we go.
And there are times where I do miss the just the mental exercise of figuring out hard policy problems. I joked, somebody asked once, would you have liked to have served a third term?
Listen,
if you could have.
Here we go.
And I say, I wouldn't have wanted to be out front. But if somebody had said, you can sit in your basement in your sweats, and there's somebody else who's playing the president with a microphone
in their ear,
in his or her ear, and you can just kind of give suggestions in policy, then I might have enjoyed doing that. The pomp of the.
That's it. That's literally what's happening. That's literally what's happening right there. He literally admitted that he could be, not is, but could be, because I don't want to give out misinformation. Could be. He could enjoy, I would say, sitting in his den, giving out orders to a person that is the president. Whether it's happening, no, but maybe, I don't know. But I don't want to give out misinformation.
Both know what I'm talking about. You and I both know what I'm talking about.
I actually don't. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is that over the last decade, people have become. But listen, over the last decade, it is clear to me, and certainly the Republicans who are on stage with me, the former chief of staff to the president, Donald Trump, the former defense secretaries, national security advisor, and his vice president, one, that he is unfit to serve, that he is unstable, that he is dangerous, and that people are exhausted with someone who professes to be a leader who spends full time demeaning and engaging in personal grievances and it being about him instead of the American people. People are tired of that.
If that's the case, why is half the country supporting him? Why is he beating you in a lot of swing states? Why, if he's as bad as you say, that half of this country is now supporting this person who could be the 47th president of the United States? Why is that happening?
This is an election for president of the United States. It's not supposed to be easy.
I know, but
it's not supposed to be. It is not supposed to be a cakewalk for anyone.
So are they misguided, the 50%? Are they stupid? What is it?
I would never say that about the American people. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid.
So let me back that up, because y'all may have missed that. Listen to this right here.
Country supporting him. Why is he beating you in a lot of swing states? Why, if he's as bad as you say, that half of this country is now supporting this person who could be the 47th president of the United States? Why is that happening?
Now listen to this, y'all.
This is an election for president of the United States. It's not supposed to be easy.
I know, but
it's not supposed to be. It is not supposed to be a cakewalk for anyone.
So are they misguided, the 50%? Are they stupid? What is it?
I would never say that about the American people. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. That is why we put them in dormitories, and they have a resident assistant.
I would never call the American people stupid, and she calls them stupid.
They make really bad decisions. And in fact, if you listen to Donald Trump, if you watch any of his rallies, he's the one who tends to demean and belittle and diminish. What else do we know about this population, 18 through 24? They are stupid. The American people, he's the one who talks about an enemy within, an enemy within, talking about the American people.
Call Donald Trump. He's misguided. You say now
he's unstable. He is unstable, Brett.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable.
He's not stable.
Let me ask you this. You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on his staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
Uh-oh.
Joe Biden.
Ma'am, the entire world sees that the reason why you are running for president right now is because Joe Biden is like gone in the head. What are you talking about?
I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room, and he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
There were no concerns raised?
Brett, Joe Biden is not on the ballot.
I understand.
And Donald Trump
but
is.
You talked about it.
And Donald Trump
After George Clooney said within a few minutes of talking to President Biden at a fundraiser that he thought this was not the same Joe Biden that we saw on the debate stage.
Donald Trump is on the ballot.
I understand. You met with him at least once a week for 3.5 years. You didn't have any concerns?
I think the American people have a concern about Donald Trump.
Critics just say that you either relaxed or failed to enforce sanctions on Iran, allowing all of this.
So before we get into this Iran stuff, I want to share something with you all involving the ABOs that y'all just love. Y'all, it's like y'all love abortions. It's like Santa Claus to y'all or something. This shit is stupid and weird. I said this before, but I just want to say this again for the people who weren't here earlier. Y'all can reproduce whenever y'all want to. So nobody's taken away, and nobody has ever taken away y'all abortion rights. Women were able to have babies during slavery. Nobody has ever taken away your reproductive rights. I mean, y'all can reproduce whenever and however y'all want to. And then even better, y'all can have all these babies, and the government will even take care of your little fatherless babies for you. Think about that. So how would somebody be taking away y'all reproductive rights when they pay y'all for having fatherless babies? That's the first thing. So your reproductive rights are not the problem. You women want the right or the service to reverse your reproductive rights. See, women don't make good decisions. And women know that they don't make good decisions. That's why most of y'all are single mothers now, because y'all don't make good decisions. So y'all can reproduce all y'all want to, but y'all are literally fighting for reverse reproductive services. Reverse reproductive services. You have as many babies as you want to, and the government will even pay you to have the damn fatherless baby. It's the reversing of your reproduction that y'all want so badly. Women are fully aware of their irresponsible, dysfunctional, bad, terrible behavior and decisions. Therefore, you need to be able to access coochie toilets whenever you want in order to not have as many babies as you actually would if the thing or the service was not available. All of y'all have like 4 kids by 4 different baby daddies if y'all didn't have the coochie toilets. That's really it. Y'all just want coochie toilets to hide or fix your terrible, disgusting life decisions. It's really it. It's like a time machine. Oops, I messed up. Shroom, trying to go to the coochie toilet. That's all y'all want to do. That's the reason why y'all are voting for this goddamn woman. Because she's like, coochie toilets for everybody. Because if we had a problem with reproduction, why is the government paying you money to have the damn baby? Most of y'all got fatherless babies, and most of y'all are on food stamps or some type, or Section 8. Y'all get some type of government help. Some of y'all went to college for free, knowing damn well you're not going to pay the student loan back. That's government assistance also. So most of you get government assistance. And part of the reason why you have government assistance is because you got a fatherless child. So the government incentivizes you to fuck up your own life with having multiple baby daddies and fatherless kids. So how are your reproductive rights getting taken away from you when you get paid to do stupid shit with your womb? It makes no sense. But you know you do stupid shit with your womb. So you need a time machine to take you back and fix your own goddamn mistake. So you want reverse reproductive services. You need to be able to sit on your coochie toilet and get rid of your bad decisions that you just made with a bum. You just let a bum nut in you and you like, oh shit. That's really it. Well, if you stop having unprotected sex with bums and losers, you wouldn't need this shit. That's why you vote for this dumbass woman. You don't care about her being stupid. All y'all care about is getting your coochie toilet vouchers. That is it. That is it. So I'm out because I'm hungry. Y'all think about health-wise, health stuff. This is my first time eating today, and it's 5 o'clock. I'll say it again. This is my first time eating today, and it's 5 o'clock. That is discipline. So discipline saved my life. Not no damn doctor. So I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. And to the people who I offended, stop doing stupid shit and I won't offend you again. Your bad mistakes are why you are offended, not me. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. It's come out with a card game that I just came up with a solution that will help every woman watching, regardless of age, regardless of background. See, in my 7 years of coaching women, the number one thing that I hear in my coaching sessions is her issue or tumultuous relationship with her mother. So what I've done is come out with a card game that will actually help mothers and daughters come back together. We have to get to the source of a woman's pain, her inadequacies, her insecurities, and heal that little girl inside of her before she goes out in the world as a woman. I call Like Mother, Like Daughter, therapy in a box. Therapy in a box is 50 questions for the daughter to ask the mother, questions that you always wanted to ask. And it's also 50 questions for the mother to ask the daughter. But when you're able to ask the questions that you always wanted to ask to your mother without her getting upset, without her pulling rank on you, the lines of communication are now open. When women are finally able to forgive their mother, forgive their father, forgive what happened to them, and most importantly, hear her mother's side of the story that she never divulged to you, relationships outside of the household would then blossom. Because for most women, there's a hurt little girl inside of her that never had an opportunity to be seen or heard. All of the resentment, the lack of being heard, but all that stops when you buy my new Like Mother, Like Daughter card game. Order it now. The link is under this video. Click the link and let's start healing.
Thought we'd meet up at a coffee shop and play this fun dating card game. We'll have fun and see if we're compatible all at the same time.
Ooh, what's the name of the game?
It's called Deeper Discussions.
I'm down.
Okay, meet you at 6.
Fellas, buy this card game. Ladies, buy this card game. Buy about 2 or 3 card games. The main reason why people can't stay together isn't because they don't like each other no more. It's actually because their present family issues come up or their past family issues come up. But when you play Deeper Discussions, you'll be able to understand a person's family issues up front.
This game can be played with either 2 people or an entire group. So have fun.
Question number 1. Name a time when money was the main factor why a relationship went bad.
Deeper Discussions Dating Edition. Again, these cards are good for vetting a potential boyfriend, a potential girlfriend, a potential husband, a potential wife. The texture of these cards are so soft and silky, by the way. Like
they ain't gonna get
really
wore out.
Durable.
A dating card game for introverts who have a hard time asking the much needed compatibility questions. Deeper Discussions, the card game.